Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirit, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys amazing, beautiful viewers. Today's reading, we're looking at the new moon in Cancer, which is today. Although all my readings are timeless, the message is meant to find you when it's supposed to find you, and that is the intention when I do all my readings unless otherwise specified. So if you are watching during the recording, when I'm posting this, then we are in a new moon, and this new moon in Cancer, I don't know if I said Pisces. I hope I said Cancer. It's a new moon in Cancer. The new moon in Cancer is between two full moons in Capricorn this month, so it's quite an interesting energy, and certainly Capricorn and Cancer are diametrically opposed, so we could be experiencing high emotions going on in partnership relationships. So you could certainly be experiencing some of that with this new moon, but we are looking at what sort of energy is coming with this new moon for you guys, and all of you guys could certainly be in different spots in your timeline. So this could be energy that's coming into existence, or energy going on right now around you, and maybe something spirit wanting to communicate to you so that you are in the know of what's going on energetically. So we do have 3 piles to choose from. This is a pick a pile reading, meaning whichever pile card you're intuitively called towards will most likely have the messaging for you. And it is absolutely okay to be drawn to multiple piles, all 3 piles or no piles. That is up to you, okay? And everything sort of for a reason here, but do not force any of the messages. So it's very important to use your own intuition. And the best way to do this is to come up with something you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging is sitting right for you, okay? And if at any point you're drawn to any one of these, I will put the timestamp in the description box and in the pinned comment below. I will be revealing the animal power card for each of these piles, for those of you guys needing a little more guidance to help you into your pile, and then we'll be picking a charm for each 3 of these piles. Now I pre-shuffled, I should say, I did not select. I pre-shuffled the oracle cards. I've not looked at them, so we will go through the card layout as well, and hopefully we can tune into your intuition, into my intuition, and see what we see there. Of course, if you want to go straight away to your reading, I will put the timestamps to your channeled message directly. Okay, so let's take a look at our 3 options here for the new moon in Cancer. Option 1, you guys have the Black Jaguar. Claim your spiritual power. Look at that. Hopefully there's not a whole bunch of reflection on this. Claim your spiritual power, Black Jaguar. Okay, for option number 2, you guys have the Dragonfly. Take new directions. And for option number 3, you guys have Sheep. Lead community unity. Well, that rhymed. Wow, 3 very different energies I'm feeling from all 3 of these piles. So let me pick a charm for those of you guys needing a little more. For option 1, Spirit, with this new moon in Cancer. Ooh, we have this heart with, it looks like wings. And for option number 2, we have this teapot, or a coffee pot, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and for option number 3, we have this, it looks like, I don't know, it could be many things. It kind of looks like a fish, kind of looks like a paw, and it kind of looks like a pouch. So I'm not sure what's coming through just yet, but take a look at that charm. And when I tap into this pile, we will go over what I'm getting from that charm. So I'm going to move this box out of the way. And we're going to move these a little more centered so you guys can sit here and focus on the energy of these 3 piles. And so I'll let the video run for a bit for you guys so that you guys can sit here with the energy and see whichever one feels right for you. And I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1. You guys picked the Black Jaguar. Claim your spiritual power. And this beautiful heart made with, it looks like 2 sets of angel wings here. So we're going to tap into your energy right away. And I do ask that you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear, to determine whether the messaging is right for you. And the best way to connect your intuition is to go through this card layout with me and see what we see before we start to channel your main message. Sometimes channeling comes through as I lay the cards out. I can't promise how it's going to come out today, but sometimes this process could be quite lengthy. So for your own sort of ease, I will put the timestamp to the main reading, the channeling, for this pile in the description box and in the pinned comment below. But let's tap into this energy here first and see what we get. See if you're resonating with this before we get into your main reading. So we are looking at the new moon in Cancer. Okay, and as I mentioned during the intro, this new moon is diametrically opposed to the full moon in Capricorn. And there's 2 full moons in Capricorn this month. So we could be experiencing high emotions and intense emotions here between you and certainly other people in relationship and partnership. So that could be something that you're experiencing here, which would sit with the energy. But this is giving me more about self, like self with this claim your spiritual power, like getting in tune with a part of yourself that might have been blocked for some time, specifically when I feel it comes to your heart. So I feel with this heart charm, and it looks like angel wings kind of protecting the heart. I don't know if maybe you felt like you've had to protect your heart, or I'm feeling something about definitely protecting your heart. I don't know if you've been feeling like broken-hearted or if you've been guarded with your heart, but one way or another, I feel like there's something about protecting your heart here and working with the divine and working through something spiritually in order to work with your own heart energy here. So it certainly could involve others when we're talking about our heart space, and we could be learning through a relationship, an experience in a relationship that has caused us to, I don't know, like reflect on a certain part of ourself. But I feel like with the Black Jaguar, there's something about your own independence and your own freedom and your own ability to do something on your own, which I think is new to you. So there might be what's coming through here. I know it's quite a bit that's coming through, but like a codependency in relationship, or a way that you connect to relationship might have been painful and might have been something that you were using to guard yourself or to protect yourself, or some dynamic in relationship. I feel here specifically potentially intimate relationships, but it could be friendships too. It could be just the way that you've been engaging with people and how you get close with people has been a certain way. And so what I'm really feeling here is that there's this untapped side of you that seems to be a little more independent of other people. So it's really claiming back your power, but tapping into a certain aspect of yourself that I feel maybe was codependent, or needing maybe certain security or validation or something you were attaining from others that you're now finding in yourself, which is beautiful, because we know we're whole, complete, and we're not really needing anything but ourselves in order to feel whole, complete, and independent. So this might be a new energy for you. And if you're not feeling it yet, I feel like this is what's sort of coming in here with this new moon. And so I do feel like it's coming from a very authentic place, a place that has experienced lots and potentially has experienced pain. But I don't know, like I said, if this is now you being stronger of heart to protect yourself against heartbreak, or allowing yourself to open up because you've been very guarded here in relationship to a certain point, and now tapping into a certain part that allows you to feel vulnerable but still independent and trusting. So I'm getting both sort of sides, opening the heart space to be more trusting and vulnerable, and more discerning and protecting your own heart space and being more independent. It's kind of going both ways here. So this could be two energies sitting in this pile. Let's see what we see for the Black Jaguar group. Okay, so quite a bit of cards here. Like I said, you could certainly skip to the main reading if you don't want to sit through this card layout, but this is your chance to really tap into your own intuition. Okay, strengthen your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging is sitting right with you. So we have baby, number 3. So baby could be the inner child. It could be relearning something, like relearning something about ourselves, you know, being reborn in a certain way, a certain aspect of self here. And we have the pink and the blue, which is giving me masculine, feminine energy. You know, not necessarily gender, but energy. So being balanced in our energy here, like a new birth and balancing our energy here. So you could have been heavily in one energy, potentially, you know, in a masculine energy, maybe very sort of attaining things, and I feel like a doership energy here, and learning how to receive love, you know, how to allow others to take care of you. And on the flip side, maybe we've been really trying to allow others to take care of us and to love us, and not find that independence in self to sort of take care of self, or to be happy and fulfilled with self and not need anyone to sort of nurture us to a certain point that we've already found within ourselves. Oh, this is a pretty profound message. 3 is all about growth. It's also about relationship. Okay, 3 is also the Empress, which is divine feminine energy, all about receiving love, unconditional love, abundance, birthing something, mother love. Okay, predictions of growth, more growth coming through here. 36, or the number 9. So 9 is fruition, completion, and fulfillment. See the tree and a whole bunch of roses here. And a crystal ball. Looking at the future here, predictions of growth. We have trust. Beautiful. I happen to always pull this card when I use this deck. So this is a beautiful card. It's almost like someone high-fiving themselves, you know, congratulating themselves, like doing it themselves. Yeah, I feel there's something you found within self here. Main female, so divine feminine energy coming through. The number 2. 2 is about partnership. Okay, it's also the balance we're talking about, masculine, feminine, duality, balance. It's also about choices. Okay, and then we have, oh my goodness, this is also the divine feminine and the, what's this called? This is the tea leaf reading. Okay, divine feminine. 21, or the number 3 coming through again, which is the Empress energy, that main female. Lots of feminine energy coming through, and with the pink roses as well. And look at pink roses on her lace shirt. So it's giving me rose quartz energy, which is about self-love. Okay. And we have intimidate as a keyword. And we have this, it looks like a march or a protest of sorts, a group of people holding a flag here. Can't really read the flag. It's more of an abstract oracle card here, but it looks like they're marching or protesting. Okay, intimidate. And then we have ugly. Wow, that's quite a strong keyword. And for ugly, we have, now we don't take the word so serious, or so literal. Okay, it's not the word that we're looking at so much as the energy that we're picking up here in the energy. All right, so let's see. With ugly, we have this hammer busting through a wall of sorts here, a slated wall and a fist. It's like releasing anger, breaking through something here, a stone hammer. It's giving me Fred Flintstone hammer, primordial hammer. Okay, and then we have contemplation. Let's put that here. Contemplation. And we have back to basics, simplify, reduce, and center. Looks like a tribesperson following tribe here. Okay. And we have after the storm with number 1, the owl. He's carrying some sort of, I don't know what this is. Kind of looks like a Merkaba shape, but I don't know, a crate of sorts here. After the storm, number 1. 1 is all about new beginnings. This baby energy I'm getting. 1 is also potential and opportunity. New beginnings. Okay, so yes, new beginnings is certainly coming through, and it's a cycle here. And look at the baby again. Wow, you guys got lots of baby energy, new beginning. And look at these beautiful purple flowers. Kind of look like the flowers I picked yesterday for, I think it was pile 4. I don't know, you might be resonating with pile 4. And the yellow, it was exactly, I'm pretty sure I'm getting the visual of the purple and the yellow flowers that were together. In pile 4's reading yesterday, or sorry, the day before yesterday, I believe. Anyway, this is beautiful energy with the new beginnings coming through quite strong here. And we see the archway, which is a transition. And this baby is like glowing. This baby's glowing. Okay. So we have potential. Wow, because 1, where did we see 1? Well, there's 1 here, but 1. Yes, so we have 2 1s, and 1 is about potential and opportunity. Okay, with new beginnings. And look at that. We have, I don't know if this is a volcano or a mountain, but it looks like it's smoking. Okay, potential. This is an interesting image to use with potential, doesn't it? Look like pretty interesting. Like, I don't know if this is a volcano about to erupt, but for potential, it's kind of dark here. It's like the darkness before the brightness. Okay, we have this dangers, pollution, pesticides, and herbicides with the 4 of hearts, and this is the 4 of cups. 4 of cups is the boredom card, you know, the energy of feeling despondent and not really inspired to take action. We're kind of sitting there feeling disinterested. So it says avoid toxic areas. Don't forage near farms and golf courses. These areas have been sprayed with pesticides. When foraging wild water plants, be aware of the water source. Only forage plants that appear to be healthy. So it's talking about foraging plants. Okay, this is just a plain card here, but we got some energy here with that. And we have number 6, Keeper of Wonder. Looks like a circus tent here with the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, who's always in a rush. Okay, and look at that little teapot. And I think pile number 2 got the teapot. So could be a connection to 2 if you are called to that pile. Sometimes the energy in my readings are very interconnected. Okay, if you're dealing with people, sometimes it's your other person's sort of energy coming through here, which is very common in my readings. Okay, or it could just be other aspects. Here we have all these flowers. Keeper of Wonder. And 6 is about problem solving, compassion, and harmony. Okay, and then we have the planet of Neptune. Inspire others with, be prepared to sacrifice for, and yielding is the only way to, with Neptune. And Neptune's the ruling planet for Pisces, which I thought I accidentally said in the intro here when I was talking about Cancer. I might have said Pisces. So Might be a reason for that. Maybe some of you guys could resonate with the Pisces placement in your chart. Okay, so before I pull tarot, I'm going to sit here with this energy. You can click on the timestamp to go straight to the reading here, because I don't know what's coming through, and sometimes I have a good idea, but this is pretty scattered. So let me sit here with this energy. This might take a little bit. I apologize, but we'll get into your reading. Okay. Pile number 1. I think you're a really kind-hearted person here, and I think you might have equated, you know, being kind and generous and selfless as a way to engage with people, which is great, you know, but I feel as though it hasn't always been reciprocated back to you. Okay, I don't think it has, and I feel like you've been in a situation, most likely recently, but for some of you guys it could have been in the past, that you needed to heal and therefore were guarded because of an experience, or it's recent that you've experienced someone potentially, or a group of people, you know, in a relationship that have not treated you very kindly, haven't treated you kindly. And when I say kindly, it's reflecting back to you a piece that makes you feel worthy, that makes you feel loved, makes you feel safe and secure and protected. And I feel like it's been very hurtful for you. And I don't know how long you've been suffering like this for, you know, like we could be stuck in relationships like this for quite some time, or suppressed by groups of people, or oppressed by certain individuals in our life, and start to feel like maybe there's something wrong with us, or that we start to believe we're not worthy or capable, or it could be something we've developed in childhood, you know, through maybe like a mother wound, or an abandonment sort of style here, that, or an attachment style where we feel abandoned by a parental figure that's created a certain way that we start to believe we either need love in a certain way, or that we can only love in a certain way, or receive love in a certain way. And I think it's caused complex here within you, because I feel like instead of just being able to feel love and appreciation and be able to focus on yourself to create and do what you need to do, I feel like it's been you sort of feeling, I don't know, stuck, needing to find this within yourself. Because as we know, nobody can give you the right type of love to make you overcome certain things within self. That's something you need to find within self. So if we are feeling, a certain type of abandonment, there's no one person on earth that could make us feel super secure, because that person could get hit by a bus tomorrow, right? So we have to find it within self to find the security that we need, that we're whole and complete on our own, and that nobody's going to dictate our self-value. And I feel like this is a lesson a lot of us have to learn, right? But I feel specifically when we're in a connection that reflects to us the opposite of this, it makes it even more apparent. You know, we could be pulled to energies that are sabotaging ourselves, showing us the opposite of what it is that we deserve in our own sort of world. And so it takes a journey to figure out that on our own. And I feel like this is exactly what's going on here, you know. And so you might have been in a situation here, and some of you guys could call it a karmic situation, where you're learning a major life lesson. Okay, but if it's not karmic, then it's just a phase of life here, and a spiritual journey, and finding this part of self that fulfills yourself. And so I feel like this unhealthy dynamic has either already ended quite some time ago, is kind of what I'm feeling, or just ended. But I don't feel as though it's coming to an end. Unless, of course, like I said, all of you guys are in a different place in the timeline. But what this shows is something that's ended, you know, like something that you already know is ended. Like you could still maybe be in that environment, but your energy in regards to how you connect with that person or that group of people, that's ended. You're coming into this empowerment of standing up for self, fighting for self. And it's not even having to fight to attain something. It's fighting for self and what you believe in, no longer feeling like another person or other energies dictate your value here. And so I feel like if you're needing to be firm, if you're needing to stand up for self, you're capable of doing this without feeling guilt or shame, or like you cannot stand up for yourself. And so I feel like it might have taken you quite some time here sitting in the discomfort to find this part within self, or to know how to take action. Do you leave? Do you stay? Do you argue? Do you there's a whole bunch of questions here on how to engage, because for some of you guys, sometimes we're in situations where, if let's say it's a job place, we don't want to quit our job, but we don't want to feel oppressed, and we want to take back our power. And so we need to engage differently without, maybe quitting our job. Sometimes the answer is quitting our job. Same with a relationship. Sometimes we don't necessarily have to leave, that partnership, or we don't have to block or ignore that person, but we show them how to respect and treat us. And so I feel here is exactly this. Some of you guys might have had to leave, but some of you guys might just be learning how to engage completely different. Okay, and I feel like when we engage completely different, this changes the energy and the dynamic between you and the set of circumstances in a way that allows there to be a new journey, a new experience, a new beginning, like a complete new relationship or a complete new dynamic, one that is more abundant. Okay, and I feel like this is something that has taken quite some time for you to figure out here. Okay, and I feel like what this does is allow you to feel secure, and it allows you to work better with others here, because I feel like sometimes we could certainly be in a challenging situation and other people are suffering as well. And this doesn't excuse anyone who treats us poorly, but sometimes there's an oppressor and there's someone who's maybe a little more passive, and the oppressor here also has lessons to learn. And I feel like when two people engage differently, in both sides learn something about themselves here. And so I feel like there's a way to work together, here, where I feel like you might be more inclined to engage in a certain way that in the past might have made you feel uncomfortable because you're confident in self. Okay, so you'll have to take this into context here. Like if, let's say, for example, I'll try giving examples here. If you had an abandonment sort of wound here and you were asked to, I don't know, like stay home for weeks on end by yourself. In the past, maybe it's really triggered some sort of trauma within you. But if your partner, you're thinking, if my partner really loved me, my partner would stay here, or would be secure about, or make me feel secure about this sort of wounding I have here, and stay here, meanwhile, maybe your partner has their own wounds about having to accomplish something in their life and putting that maybe in their forefront. And so they're choosing their career, let's say, for example, and so they leave you for weeks on end. I'm not saying that's right at all. I'm just saying could be the dynamic. Take whatever into context. But you finding your own sort of ability to give yourself support and not feel so abandoned, to be able to support your partner, and knowing that your partner's been working through something, it allows your partner to see something differently about how they've been engaging with you. And so you might not feel the same triggering maybe when you are alone here, and however long your partner's needing to sort something out. You're more willing to support. Okay, and so I feel like in turn, your partner here is willing to support you, because now there's less tension. Now there's less, what about me? Which causes the opposite here, okay? And that's why I'm seeing the balance here, because the two sort of diametrically opposed energies are needing to find a way to work together. And so when we sort of, I don't know, I want to say aren't as charged in one sort of energy, we're not getting the opposite energy of someone pulling away or feeling defensive. when we're more open and receiving and caring, and not saying that we're putting our own needs aside, but we're sort of finding a middle ground here, okay? So I feel as though there's a healthy way to find a middle ground that's not stemming from abandonment or triggers or wounds when it comes to feeling safe and secure in our heart space, because I think this is what it has to do with. Okay, you know, it could be in a workplace for sure, you know, like feeling like we could trust the people we work with to collaborate, to build, and to work with them. If we always feel like we're alone and, you know, and abandoned and not appreciated in some way or respected, it might trigger a certain part within us that is wounded. It makes us feel like we don't want to engage with those people, and we feel withdrawn, and we feel removed, and we feel like there's no hope here. So I feel like there's been tension. I feel like there's been something you've had to overcome here with this person. And I feel like the energy here with the new moon is showing you learning from this experience and being able to find abundance in a new situation here, or an old situation that's in a new way. Okay? So I know I used a lot of words to explain something pretty simple, but that message is very clear to me here. So, and like I said, it's regarding protecting your heart space, but it's you finding your own sort of way to do this. It's not coming from external in. It's coming from you breaking some sort of cycle here. And I think you've learned this through experience, you know, with this person, with this relationship, with this situation. That's been pretty painful to learn, you know, but it's been one that you were needing to learn. Yeah, and I feel like there's something here coming through with that rabbit and the time. Like, to me, rabbit's all about divine timing, but rabbit could be someone who is a little skittish or timid or runs away. But I'm getting something about the time here, and this is more, you know, like having a place to be and sort of missing something because we're so focused on where we need to be. I don't know how that's playing in effect here, but we're going to pull some cards, and we're going to ask Spirit here for a clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. What's pile 1 needing to know here in regards to this new moon in Cancer and the energy that they're needing to know about here in this reading, Spirit? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Thank you so much, pile 1, for being here and for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed, so grateful you found your way to me. So 9 of Wands in reverse. That is the wounded warrior, someone who's been through battle. Like I said, there's been a history here of an experience. You know, we might have been guarded. And that's what I was getting from this. You know, we're guarded, we're protecting ourselves. We're behind these wands. And in reverse, it's like we're dropping our guard. We're no longer feeling like, see that bear is coming here. So this person feels they need to protect themselves, you know, from the bear. But I feel like there's a way of seeing everything as a bear. And sometimes the bear isn't really a bear. Sometimes the bear is a bear, and needing to know the difference. And sometimes it could be a bear that's tame. It could be a bear that doesn't, you know, if this is maybe not a bear, but something coming at you here that's able to work without defensiveness, it might be a way to work together if we disarm energy rather than be in guarded energy. So I feel like there's a disarming here that allows things to flow on both sides here, you know. So let's see, 9 wands in reverse, and we have the Chariot in reverse. So Chariot is Cancer energy coming through, and that Chariot in reverse, normally with Chariot in reverse, this is like a stop, okay, something not progressing or imbalanced. But I'm getting that bunny energy, like going too quickly, and the Chariot in reverse could certainly be going so quickly. It's going quickly, so it loses its balance, is a little reckless, too fast. Let's see, what are we seeing this for, spirits? Let's keep going. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. 10 Pentacles in reverse. And the Page of Swords in reverse. I think these are all in reverse. Why is this Chariot in reverse here, Spirit? Why is the Chariot in reverse here? Imbalance. I just heard Judgment in reverse. Are these all in reverse? Oh my goodness. I'm feeling this one here. No, Knight of Cups in the upright. Okay. And 5 of Cups. I don't read bottom of the deck in reverse. And then 2 Wands. So 2s, like we said, is all about choices. Partnership. Duality. Needing to find balance. And 5 Cups. Looking back in sadness. Something's happened that makes us look back in regret and sadness. And okay, so I feel like what this is showing is your energy, not necessarily who you're involved with or the situation, is one that I think you had to come to some sort of terms on your own. You had to get there on your own. And I feel like once you got to a certain point of understanding that going about it the same way as you've always kind of carried on about it in that relationship or dynamic or situation wasn't allowing you any sort of forward progress, wasn't allowing you to feel like you were succeeding, having success with that situation or that person. Look at this person's looking back as well. And so I feel like there was an autopilot of acting and, you know, like I say, this bunny who's like, I don't know what the saying is in Alice in Wonderland, but always in a rush, have a place to be, you know, like the bunny is always late for something or feels like it's always late for something. I feel like there was an energy of you being in a certain way to sort of try to rush a something, rather than to take note of what was actually happening. And when I say take note, it's like to actually understand something, understand something, experience something with this owl, so that we can take what we've experienced and have a different outcome. You know, if we keep engaging in a certain way, we're going to keep getting the same results. That's sort of the definition of insanity. And I feel like engaging in something in a certain way continuously has led to disappointment with 4 Cups and 5 Cups. We're always hurt. We're always disappointed. We're always let down. We're always feeling abandoned. We're all right. I could say always, but this is how we're feeling. And so when we actually sit there with a greater truth of understanding and actually start to ask ourselves, and this could certainly be more sitting, I feel, with full moon rather than new moon energy, but it could be because there's 2 full moons here in this month. Again, this doesn't have to be when you watch the video, but it's certainly energy around you of contemplation. And the contemplation here is one we haven't had in the past. That's an honest truth of seeing all of it, including our own actions. How have I engaged? How have I contributed? How have my traumas, how have my past experience dictated how I engage with this person? Have I been defensive? Am I seeing them as a threat? Is this person really a threat? If I disengage here in a certain way, am I going to get a different outcome rather than rush through something here? Maybe put the pause on something here so I can reflect, because I've been just sort of on autopilot, because I feel like there's something here that what didn't seem like it was coming together and didn't seem like it was balanced in a way here that provided there to be a flow of energy. So this could mean, you know, family problems. This could mean not finding the security, the stability. Here is like the protection. I'm feeling like, you know, 10 Pentacles is like feeling secure, stable, financially or materially, or just secure, feeling not secure, not seeing the long-term security. And so I feel like this could have been as a result of our own engagement as well as someone else's. And so we've learned here how I engage, because I'm part of also the equation, might output a different sort of energy. So I might have to leave that relationship. I might have to leave that job. I might have to just act differently with these people, this person. And so I feel like you are coming through here as this Knight of Cups. This is how we express ourselves genuinely from a heart space. You know, without trauma, we're able to be authentic, express how we feel, show up in a way here to a situation where maybe we were really guarded. We were hurt from the past, so we continue to act in a certain way. You know, tit for tat. You hurt me, I hurt you. You hurt me, I'm always guarded. And this is how we continue to be until we say, hey, like, what sort of outcome am I wanting here? What is the actual truth of a situation? And how can I be authentic to myself and show up? You know, and so if we had to leave this relationship or this workplace, we're now in a new situation where we could express ourselves, where we don't feel protected or guarded, where we do feel protected by our own self so that we are healthily feeling or able to express self in a way that's open and vulnerable. Because I feel like you haven't been able to either open the heart space with trusting people in a situation, so it's been guarded, or you've had to guard yourself, you know, after a situation here because you felt like you didn't feel the love, you know, you didn't feel support and protected. And this is coming in now as a result of seeing something and engaging something differently, choosing to do something differently here. Yes. Okay, let's see a little deeper. This one's a little bit layered here, and I do feel because there could be two camps here of some of you guys that have had to feel like you had to block your heart in some way, and some of you guys that have been blocked in the heart and feel like you can now open your heart space. So let's see. Spirit, why are we seeing this message? What does pile 1 need to know? Anything I've missed here in regards to this message for this new moon in Cancer? What's this energy coming in with this new moon in Cancer? So we have 6 of Wands. There you go. Victory. Ace of Wands in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. 2 aces. Aces are about new beginnings. And we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. Look at that. The Chariot in reverse and the 8 of Wands in reverse, which is tying back to this bunny. It's like, I feel like this is a, something like rushed in some way. I don't feel like it's, so I feel like something was being rushed. Okay, let's keep going. We might have to dig into that energy a little bit more. We have the Knight of Swords and the 8 of Cups. And finally, why is this Ace of Pentacles here in reverse? Why is this Ace of Pentacles in reverse? 5 of Swords and the Page of Swords coming in reverse again. Okay, so bottom of the deck is the Empress energy. So how many times are we going to get this main female divine feminine energy coming through? Under that Justice in reverse, imbalance. Libra energy, Taurus energy. Okay, let me sit here with this energy and see what I see. Okay, so I feel like you're finally going to get what you want. Pile number 1, okay? So look at all this flower, abundance. The Empress is all about unconditional love, abundance. Okay, this is winning. This is success. And I feel like how we get to the success is what changes. Because I feel like we might have been engaged in something in a certain way that kept leading to us not winning. You know, and maybe feeling as though it had everything to do with people around us and our situation more than, well, what does it have to do with me and how I engage, and really confronting our own self and how we engage, you know, what it is that we take action on and what it is we don't take action on, when it is that we can be guarded, when it is that we can pursue something, and when it is that we don't. And I feel like you are tired of the same old results and not manifesting what it was that you wanted, and it creating 5 swords, because 5 swords is a self-sabotage energy. And so we could self-sabotage by letting people control us. We could self-sabotage by not stepping into our own power. We could self-sabotage by repeating certain things that we know has caused pain and destruction or hasn't amounted to manifestations, by not confronting and by allowing things to remain or continue. And so I feel like here is like a reversal of energy in a way here, you know, like sometimes this is like forward moving. Yeah, even look at the wands. They're going this way in this 8 of Wands rather than that way. It's like a reversal, like things turn with fast speed. Okay, very fast energy. As Chariot in reverse too, I was getting fast energy, not a stop, and it's almost like fast in the other direction. Yeah, fast in the other direction. Look at this, intimidate, and this standing up and like protesting. It's like no more. It's like I demand this, 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 and this. It's like if you have a workplace and you're saying, you know, I will no longer be treated this way or whatever. I want my own office, my own printer, my own whatever here, you know, my own what I need, my fridge, and I'll stay. And then your workplace is like, okay, like that's what you need and that's what you get. And it's like a reversal of energy here. You know, if this is a relationship, like I'll use that example of a partner who, let's say, continuously leaves for their whatever it is, their workplace, or they leave you on weeks on end. You protest and say, I need, you know, you to be here. I don't know, whatever your terms are, in order for things to work. You stand up for yourself, and it now turns the opposite way. You know, get what it is that you're wanting, you know, get to be successful in a situation that was feeling very 5 swords because we weren't confronting it. I don't know, we weren't talking about it, you know. And I feel like you might have to come to the conclusion here and say, if I do not get XYZ, if I cannot manifest what I'm wanting, if this isn't what you're able to provide to me, work, person, place, what I deserve, what I know I deserve, I have no choice but to walk away. You know, like this is where we're at. And I feel like this is where we had to sort of journey to in order for things to turn around, you know. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to put ourselves in the forefront if other people aren't doing it, stand up for ourselves, especially if we're being taken advantage of or taken for granted. And you know, we don't want to feel this way in partnership or connection. We want people to take notice, but we can't expect other people to read our mind when we're unhappy, when we're not manifesting, when we're feeling unworthy, when we're not feeling protected or safe. Things were imbalanced, so we needed to restore some sort of balance here and stand up for self. And maybe we're too much in a passive energy, and if we were too much in sort of a masculine energy, we're doing everything ourselves and saying, you know what, I want to be treated, like taken care of. I want to, I don't know, whatever your demands are. I want to quit my job and be taken care of here because I've been working for 50 years, you know, to your partner who's been at home for 50 years. I don't know, whatever this thing is, because we're in either one side or the other. Either we're too much in the feminine or too much in the masculine energy. And I feel like you now want some sort of balance here to balance things out, where I feel like you could speak your truth. And I feel like it's expressing yourself of what truly reflects what it is that you're wanting here, rather than trying to make a compromise. Wow, that's a very different energy here. So let's see, final words here before we wrap it up and see what Spirit wants you to know about this then. What does Spirit want you to know about this energy? A new moon in Cancer for pile 1. What is pile 1 needing to know? Clear and concise message, Spirit. What am I missing? Why are we seeing this message? Any questions they might still have here regarding this energy? Have the Devil in reverse. Breaking free from an oppressive situation. Page of Wands in reverse. You're feeling like there was no room for expansion. You couldn't go towards a direction here of feeling like you were sort of independent of whatever this was that was felt like it was oppressing you, holding you back. But as we know, the devil is an illusion. Nobody could really chain us to it, but we could have been codependent on it. We might have been engaging in a way that made us feel like we were stuck to it in some way. Capricorn energy. There's the sort of truth. The truth comes out. New beginning. So interesting, because we saw the Ace of Wands in reverse. We saw the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And now we see the Ace of Swords in the upright. And all these aces are new beginnings. And this is the new beginning in truth through adversity. So I feel like because we couldn't manifest, because we couldn't, with the Ace of Wands, you know, and even this Four of Cups, this is like, we're not inspired. We're kind of feeling left out. We're kind of not even motivated here. It's like you didn't feel this way in whatever that situation was. You felt neglected or just not inspired, or like you couldn't move. And it's like the truth now is in that experience, you've learned something to now stand up for self and say, hey, here's my truth. Here's what I'm standing up for. Here's what I'm fighting for. Here's what I need to do here. Either you're with me or not, to break free from the devil in order to walk and talk your truth, to have a new beginning here. And it all starts with this truth, because we saw the Page of Swords in reverse twice. Okay, and I think that's past energy. And we saw the Knight of Swords in the upright, which is confrontation of a truth that could sometimes be painful, like standing up for self, like going into battle and facing something. You know, talking our truth, no matter how difficult it might be. And I feel like we weren't seeing something in regards to how we could take action, how we could speak up for ourselves, how we could stand up, how we could advocate for ourselves, how we could break out of oppression, feeling stuck. We have the tool here. 7 Swords, the Fool, Aquarius energy. Why is this Ace of Swords here, Spirit? We have the 5 Cups and we have the 2 Wands, both of those again. And we have the Knight of Cups coming out again. Under that, we have the 6 Swords coming out of difficulty, coming out of the 5 Swords. So we saw the 5 Swords. 5 Swords is, like I said, the sabotage card. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're being mean to everybody, you know, and just causing chaos for no reason. It could certainly be we felt we needed to be 5 Swords, or we needed to protect ourselves. So it was creating 5 Swords with other people. You know, people were defensive. I was defensive. Like, there was no real being able to work together. Okay, especially we see 7 Swords and 5 Swords. People were thinking of themselves. How do I defend myself? How do I get out alive? You know, I use those words loosely, but you know, what's in it for me? How do I sort of get what it is that I want? And we could have been dealing with people that were thinking about self, or we could have been in an energy that was, like I said, guarded and thinking about self. And we know when we're only doing a service to self, it leaves to 5 Swords with everybody we're working with, because there is no I in team. And so I feel like there is genuine love here to try to express self in a way here that was honest and open, but either through pain, we were needing to feel like we had to work on our own, or other people were making us feel like they were working on their own, so we had to be defensive. But either which way, nobody wins in 5 Swords situations. So now we're in 6 Swords. We're getting out of this, and I'm not only thinking of self. We're like, here's my truth. My truth is I want to work with you. My truth is, I don't know, like I've been kind of trying to guard myself because of a fear of expressing myself, or I've had to guard myself because I felt like you were not considering me. But whatever this truth is, now sheds the light on this sort of devil. We now see clearly where there was a situation that was holding us back, that wasn't allowing us to explore a new sort of thing here, that was giving us inspiration to move forward. So I feel like there's this new beginning. Okay, and I feel like it's resulted as of an experience that we've had here where we were looking back on, again, feeling, again, like, why am I always left out? Why am I feeling sad? Why is it that this keeps happening? Or just looking at this situation like it didn't work. But here we still see the 2 Cups. So it's like whatever the situation is still salvageable. So we could stay here crying over the spilt milk, repeat and do 7 Swords, or engage with someone who's 7 Swords and let it continue. Or we could make the decision here to be authentic, to express self, to choose something that might be more difficult, which is have a difficult conversation. You know, maybe see the sabotaging ways. But either way, we choose to get out of this situation here by expressing ourselves genuinely, showing love instead of guardedness. You know, like when we show love, this is the answer. Okay, now this doesn't mean when we're feeling taken advantage of, we continue to feel taken advantage. This is, maybe we have to show love of self and say, hey, like, I have respect here for myself and I love you. And this is sort of why I've been supportive of you. But if I'm not getting love and appreciation, and this is my truth, how can I love and support you? So you've been showing up here in a 7 Swords person, and I want to give you love. And if you continue the 7 Swords, we can't get out of this energy, and I have no choice but to walk away with that 8 Cups. And now we're laying our truth, which turns events, okay? Or, hey, person, I understand we've been set 5 Swords because I've been guarded. And I've been guarded because XYZ. And so I'm making a decision here in order to express myself authentically, because I have been hurt in the past here, and I recognize that there is something here worth salvaging, but I've been too focused on the pain of the past. But the truth of the matter is that I do feel an honest expression here, you know, and I do have love, and the only way for me to get out of 5 Swords with you is to show my appreciation, to actually express myself, to understand that I've been in 7 Swords, because this has caused nothing but devil in this connection, in this relationship, in this dynamic, in this situation. So now we're willing to start over here. Okay? So I still feel like there's one more sort of message, because this seems to be peeling back these layers of something here, but it's sort of communicating the same thing over. But I do feel like we're going to pull 3 cards here and see if there's any advice then for you, because I'm getting, look, Queen of Swords. Truth, honesty, clarity. This always gives me owl energy, because it's through an experience, we're now wiser. We see clearly, you know, and sometimes the Queen of Swords is no bullshit. Like, it's painful sometimes to, you know, have a truth, but that's laying boundaries. That's being honest and clear in our direction based on our experience. Look at that, the Sun. Spirits, 3 cards as a final message here for beautiful pile 1. Can we please wrap up this reading with whatever it is that's still needing to come out here for pile 1? The Sun is Leo, Queen of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and one more card here, Spirit, for beautiful pile 1. What are they needing to know? And we have the World in reverse, and here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness, you guys. No wonder our Spirit wanted to keep going. So what do we have? Major arcana. The universe is on your side. Okay, so beautiful Sun, most powerful card in the tarot, because this is all about our joy, our happiness, finding enlightenment, and we find enlightenment within self. So this is finding absolute bliss. And look at the baby again. We keep getting the baby, the inner child. Okay, we illuminate whatever we're needing to in order to see something within self. I feel here that was causing strife. And this isn't saying you're the only piece of the puzzle that caused the strife. This is saying we're a part of the puzzle. And so all we could do is focus on self. All we could do is shed the light on inner child. All we can do is understand and see clearly about ourselves and where we want to go. And I feel like you see clearly where you want to go. And I feel it is allowing you to be more compassionate, because sometimes we think we're compassionate and loving and kind, but we're defensive in 7 Swords and 5 Swords. We don't realize just because we're doing kind actions doesn't mean that we're doing it out of a kindness for another person. We're doing it maybe to attain something. Maybe we're doing it as being guarded. You know, we always have to know our intention is what I mean to say. Our intentions. Why am I acting the way I'm acting? Am I being guarded? Am I absolutely doing this out of pure unconditional love of this situation or this person I'm dealing with? Am I being completely compassionate with myself? Am I doing this to sort of guard myself, but I'm really hurting myself in the long run? Something about your compassion comes through as genuine, authentic, okay? Because we keep seeing that divine Empress energy. Okay, the Empress energy is all about unconditional love. And this Queen of Cups is the most loving out of all the tarot, of all the queens here. She's compassionate, she's loving, she's kind. She allows her emotions to flow through here. It's not on conditions, it's unconditional. And I feel like whatever you see here, that was causing you not to feel full love and whatever. I feel like it was something you were needing to put behind you. And I feel like with this new moon, you're closing out this major chapter in your life, okay, that I feel has been looming around here. And it's been looming around here because I feel like it's something you were needing to do from the inside out. And I feel this is what you're working on, okay? And I feel like the universe is pulling you through this with this Wheel of Fortune, turning things, like I said, in a different direction, because I feel like things have been going not the way you wanted for quite some time. You know, and you might have been repeating, staying in the same sort of cycles in this dynamic that kept causing 4 cups, 5 swords, you know, because our actions were engaged in the same way. So now we have this epiphany, this realization. We now shed light on something here. It's like, hey, I can actually be authentically compassionate for myself, for others involved here, and not feel like I have to get stuck in some sort of weird dynamic in order to close out a part of me that might have been very traumatized and not seeing the error of my ways, or not seeing how my own trauma was getting in the way, or my own actions was perpetuating something in some way here, because I could just pull myself completely out and say, that's it, like I've had enough. I'm no longer intimidated by this energy, by my old traumas, my wounds causing conflict, you know, and I can see there being a potential here for my future. So we don't want to repeat cycles. And I think what Spirit is showing too, and I generally say this, when we see the Fool, it's a new beginning. But sometimes we repeat cycles, especially when the Wheel of Fortune shows up for me, because it's like cyclical behavior, you know, that we have to break the cycle. And Spirit is saying that the World is the final card here in the Major Arcana, which is a conclusion of something. But unless we put an end to that phase, we keep repeating cycles. And we could go back to a Fool and learn the exact same thing again, and not actually learn, but experience the same thing again. We actually have to learn from it with the Owl, with the wisdom here, okay? After the storm. It's like, do we want to repeat the same thing? Do we want to suffer the same consequences? Do you want to engage differently? So have we completely opened ourselves up from a heart space here, compassion to ourselves, compassion to others, genuinely wanting to service self and others in a way here that everybody wins? Or were we focused solely on self? Or were we fully focused on, focused on self? Because even when we're supporting others, there's a focus on self here. And what that means is I'm going to do all these things for other people here because there's something within me that needs fulfilling. And when we don't get it back, we feel disappointed and let down because we're trying to service self. So when we service others through a selflessness, which is what this is, okay, then we understand how to close out a cycle here. We're no longer dependent on other people fulfilling us. We're no longer waiting around and disappointed by other people's actions, and and we don't have to hang around picking bad fruit or bad things here to eat, to consume. We now see, it's like, is this good for me? Is this not good for me? Is this person support me? Do they not support me? Am I giving my full love and attention here because I want to give it to this person? Or am I trying to attain something here from this person? So once I recognize this, I can close out this nasty cycle in my life that's been keeping me always sort of craving this from someone else. And I keep getting disappointed because other people aren't going to give you fulfillment. You're going to give yourself fulfillment. So we still have the World in reverse here, meaning this is a cycle you're going to have to close out, okay? Or else we're repeating it again. So if we left that job, if we left that relationship, we might be happy, content, and that's great, but are we going to repeat it again? Or are we going to stand in our power and know what we've learned? Because we'll just find that in another job. We'll just find the same disappointment in another relationship. Are we still in the same relationship? Are we still in the same job? We've stood up for ourselves. Are we going to go back to the same pattern? Or are we going to continue to stand our ground and say, I learned from whatever I learned here, and I know how to stand up for myself now. I don't ever have to go back to this devil energy. Like once we see it here, we have to acknowledge it and know that we're not going to repeat any sort of patterns. 2 pentacles in reverse, 2 pentacles meaning the choice, the option to decide to do something differently here. And sometimes we might feel torn and we're going back and forth, And so I feel like with this 2 pentacles, it's like sometimes very difficult for us to feel like we have control, especially if there's a lot of other factors here. And Spirit wants you to know that you can certainly rise above a situation. You could certainly communicate a truth here with this crow, which is all about communication. And so if you're feeling turbulent, if you're feeling like you're going back and forth, not quite sure what to do, keep communication open. Rise above a situation here to see it clearly from a situation here that's not in the weeds. Okay, and recognize the choice is yours here. And it's okay to be sort of unclear sometimes, that we have to contemplate and reflect. Okay, and I'm seeing the sheep here, and the sheep was pile number 3 is animal there. So there could be a connection with 3 as well that's coming through for some of you guys. So yeah, I feel like Spirit is showing here that there's certainly a new energy coming in for you, and to be very aware and know that once you see it and once you get to different results, to remember, remember what your experience was here, and to learn from this so that you can close out these cycles and these phases in your life, so you could turn the state of events for the better. You don't have to stay in suffering or in situations, relationships, workplaces that are not feeling like you could move forward or feeling successful for you, and that true happiness is one that you find from within yourself, but we have to come from a true, genuine place of love, love of self and love of others, not what can we attain, or why haven't I attained, and this is the reason why we're acting in a certain way. So I feel like this is your realization, pile number 1, and this was a long reading, and I do apologize, but this is your reading for the new moon. All right, and I love you so, so much. This seems like a beautiful lesson here to learn, and I hope you guys love this sort of turn of events, because I feel like you're finally feeling protected, and the feeling I feel you've been trying to chase, feeling protected, feeling like you're abundant and whole and safe, and you could create something here and not feeling, I don't know, like diminished or oppressed or undervalued. And yeah, like I feel like you feel beautiful, you feel abundant, you feel in control, you feel like there's so much potential, you feel like there's this new beginning, and and I feel this comes from inside. This isn't somebody making you feel this way. And when we feel this way from the inside, people on the outside start to reflect that back to us. They want to work with us, they want to create with us. So this is what I see here, pile 1. Love you very much. I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, beautiful angels. Pile number 2. You guys pick the dragonfly, take new directions, and the coffee pot or the teapot as your charm. We'll get into this energy right away. And what we're looking at is the new moon in Cancer. And like I mentioned during the intro, this new moon in Cancer is right in between 2 full moons in Capricorn. So Capricorn and Cancer are diametrically opposed, and so like I mentioned, there could certainly be high tensions, sensitivity in regards to how we're engaging in relationship and other people. So this could be something you're experiencing, but we're going to take a look at what sort of energy is coming in with this new moon. And in order to tap into your intuition, I ask that you come up with something you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this messaging is right for you. Okay, only you can do this, and I do ask you sit through this card layout because it's the best way for you to tap into your intuition, into my intuition. But if you feel like you want to go straight away to your reading, I will put the timestamp there. It will take you directly to the channeling. We are going to tap into this card first and see what sort of energy we get, and then we will lay out these cards, okay? And sometimes your channeling comes through throughout the layout. I can't promise anything, but we'll see how this comes out. And pile 1 was really long, so I don't know how long your reading is going to be. I'm going to try to do my best to hammer through here, but it takes as long as it takes. All right, so I have a feeling not a lot of you guys picked this pile, but I do feel like there's something here in regards to a silver lining. Like I feel like there was something that you've experienced here which I feel you're now seeing clearly through. And I feel like the fact that you could see clearly through this has brought some sort of peace. but also not just peace within you, but I feel like with others. I feel like there's this making amends is what I feel, okay? And with this take new directions, I feel like there's something that was in one sort of energy, which didn't feel very good potentially, or maybe we were seeing it in a certain way. Or maybe we were just, whatever this situation wasn't allowing us to see something clearly. And so we could have been certainly confused. It could have been an illusion of something, or somebody painting a picture in a certain way so that we experienced it in some way. But the reality is something I think you're going to see. And when you see this reality, I think it's going to bring some sort of peace and harmony between you and another, you and a group of people, or whatever this is going to take a different turn here. Okay, take new directions. So yeah, I feel like there is a new direction here where something is going here. So let's take a look with this new moon energy, what the Spirit's wanting to show you in regards to this new energy coming in with the new moon. We have Angel, number 2. Wow. Okay, well, 2 is all about balance, duality, choices. 2 is also High Priestess, which is our intuition. And so sometimes when we don't see clearly, or we're in some sort of illusion, either because someone's keeping us in illusion or because we're starting to see something in a certain way, we have to trust our intuition. So High Priestess coming through very strong, and High Priestess is Pisces energy coming through with the purple too, using our intuition. And so the intro, I think I said Pisces instead of Cancer at one point, or thought I did anyway. So you guys might be resonating with the Pisces. It could be prominent in your chart. But Angel, divine guidance, weight to the truth. Yeah, look at that. Some truth we're now seeing. Some truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, but it allows us to be free. It allows things to change. And like I said, silver lining, it's like we find out a truth, but it's also the truth that allows things to shift. So there's some weight of the truth. 75 or 12, and 12 is 3, and 3 is about growth in relationships. And 3 is also collaborating and working together. And we see 3, this is giving me 3 pentacles, working with another. And I was getting that with this teapot, how we work with another. Like coming together, finding peace with another. Finding peace with another, I keep hearing. So we have sovereignty. This is all about our own freedom. Not being under anyone else's control. And we have coffin. This is the end of something. 19, or the number 10. 10 is about completion, ends of cycle, transformation. And here we have the moon. I know last time I pulled this card, I was like, what the hell is this? I kept calling it a tiara. So it's a moon, a crescent moon. 26, or the number 8. So the moon has a lot of different sort of meanings here, but what I'm getting from the moon this time is this High Priestess energy. You know, it's like using our intuition and really having to tap into some sort of unspoken energy here, not to let our fear sort of get in the way, or not to be led by our emotions, but to really see through something clearly. Okay, and we have hide. Wow, well, moon could be something hidden. Okay, moon is about illusion, and we have dragonfly, which is about illusion. And so hiding is certainly illusion. High Priestess is something hidden. I feel there was something hidden coming to light here. Look at that, the stormy clouds and lightning. And we're at a shoreline here. Stormy weather is sometimes indicating high emotions. Like I was saying, emotions could run high. You know, lightning sometimes gives me tower energy, like a sudden realization of something. You know, maybe something suddenly being revealed here causes an upheaval of sorts, you know, or it could cause a stormy sort of weather. But once we weather the storm, and then the next day sort of sunny. And I feel like this is the same sort of energy I'm getting. It's like the calm after the storm, or like after the truths gets revealed. There's like something that takes a new direction here. Yeah, something hidden that becomes revealed. Disgrace. Wow, that's quite the card. We don't take words so literal here as we do the energy. And here we have the school teacher and the students. A blackboard in the background. I don't know if you guys could see that. So it's like learning. coming to some sort of understanding of something through knowledge, through understanding it, through an experience of it. Disgrace. Okay, we have treasure, 2 eyes, and a pentacle in the middle here. It's giving me the intuition again with the intuitive coloring they're getting. Pentacle is all about manifestation, new beginning, new direction. Oh, we have two. Oh, I thought we had 2 of these stuck together. Okay, find your voice, express yourself, open up, and sing out. So I have this person playing this, well, it looks like a mandolin, but I'm not sure what that is. Find your voice. Did I say find your inner voice? Find your voice, find your inner voice. Okay. And we have 25, release the dark wound, let love live. Let love live, 25, or the number 7. Okay. More fish energy, Pisces coming through again. We have one spirit, the vast universe. Look at this kind of energy. Well, it's not the same picture, but it's giving me like this sort of a, I don't know, twister energy. The vast universe, spirits. I'm getting a lot of high priestess energy from this as well. And here we have transformation, beautiful butterfly. Butterfly is all about freedom and transformation. Okay, and we have 2 of cups, or 2 hearts here. And this says wilderness survival kit. All the items below into a soap dish container. And this is kind of how to make your own survival kit. 2 cups. Okay, partnership. Partnership, finding harmony. 2, what did I say? 2, king of diamonds, which is the king of pentacles. And it says food sources, edible wild berries. Delicious edible berries contain vital nutrients. So this is telling you the types of berries you can eat in the wilderness. King of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. So a lot of Pisces here with the High Priestess energy I'm feeling all over the place. And then we have some Earth here with Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Yes. And then we have another beautiful butterfly here. And this is expectation 32, or the number 5. 5 is about conflict and change, but it's about rebuilding. Expectation. Okay. 2 butterflies side by side. There's a beautiful crown here, giving me Emperor energy, Aries energy. So here we have the 10th house. And the 10th house, it says here, responsibility, success, become a person of power and status. Well, the 10th house is all about career. It's about long-term goals. It's about structure, status, reputation. It's also about our public image. It's also masculinity, which is, I was getting Emperor energy. Masculinity, men, fathers, experts, fame. That's all the 10th house. And here we have the King of Pentacles, which is about security. Okay. Wow. Pile number 2. Let me sit here with this energy and see what your messaging is, because it's not very clear to me. You can skip straight away to your timestamp, to the main reading, and I will get into it. Just give me a minute. Okay, we'll see some more with the tarot. But wow, this is interesting. I feel like you come into some sudden understanding here of seeing something. It's like you peel the veil of whatever has been clouding your judgment, either on a specific situation or about self that was impeding your engagement in a situation here, or your view of a situation here. And so what I'm really getting here is we could have been seeing a situation as a threat or engaged in a certain way in a situation here because we felt, like we were seeing it in a certain way, perceiving it in a certain way because of a past experience, which wasn't necessarily the truth of that situation. And so I feel like, when we experience certain things in our life, we carry that trauma and it gets stored in our cells and our DNA in some way here. We're needing to release any energy. Sometimes it gets trapped, in our chakras, and this is how we make energy blocks within us that could be carried on for a very long time. And so sometimes we don't know when we're sort of projecting or why we're doing what we're doing, right? This could be acting out of subconscious. This could be perceiving certain things as fear, or avoiding certain things and not really knowing why we avoid it, or engaged in certain ways without really knowing why we engage in that way. And so I feel like there is something in your world that I feel was around you or has been around you for some time, potentially, that could provide you a lot more abundance, a lot more security, open up your world here. And I think you've either shut it down or weren't seeing it this way. And I think you weren't seeing it this way because you were trapped in seeing what you thought you saw. And what you thought you saw was maybe a threat or a danger or a possible thing that could have been, I don't know, like harmful to you in some way, or going to cause you pain in some way, or I don't know. There was some fear in how this thing could impact you, could impact your security, or could impact you in your ability to protect yourself in some way here. And so I don't feel as though you were intentionally trying to avoid something so much as I think how you were seeing something might have not have been the way it really truly was objectively. I know this is kind of a weird reading, but I'm trying my best to explain how this is coming out. And so I feel like with this new moon, you're seeing a situation and you're seeing it not from traumatized eyes, which allows you to work with that situation in a different energy here. I think it allows you to, one, detach from some broken experience, and it allows you to see this treasure, really, because I feel it is a treasure here that allows you to find some sort of abundance with this King Pentacles and this Ace of Pentacles. And in order to attain the maximum treasure or attainment of this seed, of this abundance, we have to see it for what it is so that it could grow. We'd have to support this seed in order to grow it. Like, let's say we have this golden, I don't know, like vine, right? And in order to grow the golden vine, we'd have to plant it, and we'd have to water it, and we have to nurture it, right? But we could sit on this golden vine that would lead us to, whatever, the heavens. I don't know why this analogy is coming up, or this metaphor. Okay, we could attain this and never plant this seed and never go to the golden heavens to attain what is rightfully ours, because we see this as, I don't know, as something that wasn't a golden vine. That was something that would just weigh us down. We'd have to go find some soil. And we're like, well, I don't want to make that effort, or I don't feel as though that would be something that would benefit me in this moment, to go out of my way to find a spot, to get the spade, to find some soil, to plant the seed, to spend, 3, 4, 5 days watering this thing. And so we're looking at this thing as maybe through the eyes of, we've experienced something that's made us believe that this wouldn't be successful, or this couldn't be something that would, I don't know, work out. But I feel like with this new moon, we now come to some understanding here. And I don't know how this understanding comes. I will pull the tarot to see, but I feel it's a sudden realization and a seeing of something here. And I feel like the sort of energy that I'm really feeling here is you going, oh shoot, like, you mean I've been sitting on this freaking golden vine pentacle here for, I don't know, years or, weeks or however the impact's been, when I could have had this vine growing already, or I could have been doing this. Like, so we feel sort of, shit, like, yeah, like I wasn't stepping up for it. I wasn't seeing it for what it was. And so I feel like we now push aside any of the fear. We now push aside anything that we were seeing as, I don't know, as the reason we couldn't plant that seed. This is just an analogy. So you'll have to take it, and apply it to your situation. But I feel like your situation is something that is very abundant for you. Very giving and very abundant here. And I feel like we were stuck on the thing that we'd have to maybe sacrifice, or maybe the thing we were seeing as a downside, or whatever the minimal thing is, was keeping us from supporting this thing, going after this thing, planting this thing. And so now I feel like our true voice with the sovereignty and find your voice is the one that goes beyond the subconscious, where we sort of projected that this thing wouldn't be good, or that we had an experience here, and so therefore we couldn't see this for what it was. I feel like you can't see something for what it is here, and it's a blessing to you. And so I feel like you've been engaged in this thing in a way here that hasn't been supporting this blessing, and in turn it's been causing a disservice to you. And so I feel like the weight of the truth here makes you feel sad in some way, because it's like, shoot, like I've been seeing this thing as it'd be, I don't know, it'd be something bad rather than it'd be something good, but this is opening up a world of possibilities to me. And it's like we had to learn the hard way, I feel here, I don't know, maybe like, yeah, like I feel like there's another energy coming through here as like, how we learn this. Maybe then we see the neighbor say, oh, you don't want this seed? Okay, well then I'll plant it, knowing its worth and its value. And then we see it, and as the neighbor plants this thing, we see this golden vine. But at the top, it sort of has our name, and we can envision now that this vine was meant for us. And we're like, yeah, like this was mine. This is something that was of value here, It's like we don't know what we don't know until we see it. And I think it was hidden from you, and you didn't see it, and your past was impacting how you saw it, and potentially causing, fear of engagement in some way, or something you'd have to sort of do that you were avoiding doing because it's, I don't know, it stemmed from some past experience here. And so I feel like, the thing that sort of comes to an end here is how you engaged and saw this thing, because I feel like there's a massive transformation coming through here with your understanding now of something that's different, your release of something. Okay, and here it says release the dark wound. So I feel like it's the release of whatever was keeping you in the negative thought of what this could be or what it couldn't be. And now with this expectation, I feel like you have a new understanding that now you can expect something different here. But I feel like it's a learning experience. And I feel like the disappointment here, this girl is crying, okay, weight of the truth, I think is kind of on maybe how you handled it, if I have to be honest, or seeing something for what it is now is like, oh, like I could now see sort of the error of my ways, or I don't know, I feel bad about how I engaged, or the time I've missed, or for assuming something about this thing that wasn't right. Okay, and this could apply to anything here. I mean, we see here your career, so I don't know, maybe we were offered some job and we were just thinking the things that wouldn't work about it, like maybe we were like, oh shoot, like it's so far from my home, and that was the only thing we were considering. I don't know, and then maybe, our friend gets hired and says, oh, wow, like, they give me a car, and I don't know, and I got this healthy package, and these are my benefits, and now I work here, I got my own office, and you're like, shoot, like I was just letting it get in the way that it was too far from my home. Meanwhile, you know, your friend got the job and they have a car, and so you're like, that would have resolved my issue. And now the job place is, hey, like there's another opening, you know, because I feel like you still have this chance here, even though I feel like the way you see it, I think is kind of a, yeah, like that analogy I gave. Your friend gets the job, and you're like, shoot, like I could have had that, you know, but the universe is still open to you somehow. Like there's still a chance here, I feel. You know, there's still a chance here to find the happiness to come together here. And like I said, with the teapot or the coffee pot, it's like two sides coming together to find cohesion, and two cups. It's like coming together here in a balanced way to make something happen here. I think you find a way to get there, but it's through this process. So let's see. This also is a very interesting energy. So Spirit, for pile number 2, why are we seeing this message? What does pile 2 need to know about this new moon in Cancer? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. 6 Pentacles. Balance, give and take, equal reciprocity. I feel like there's something you're having to give in order for you to attain something. And you're maybe looking at the thing that you have to give. It's like, oh, but it's far away, so I'd have to drive there. So I don't want to have to give that, you know? But it's like what you're going to receive in return is like this beautiful thing, you know? But I don't know. There's something about maybe what you have to give or what you'd have to sacrifice. And it's stemmed from some, like I said, some fear of you, I don't know, like, you know, maybe you're traumatized here, like I said, with the, what you'd have to do, like in the scenario I gave, this person doesn't want to have to drive far away. I don't know, maybe they've been in so many accidents, you know, it's like, well, more on the road, like this person's traumatized about driving. And so they don't want to go far to work, right? But I don't know, there's something here in which the decision you made is impacting this thing. Okay, so we have Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Lovers in reverse. It's like you don't choose this thing. Gemini energy. Why is this 6 of Pentacles here? High Priestess in reverse. Don't see, hide. Remember High Priestess I was telling you in reverse. We don't see. We're not privy to seeing something here. We don't chase the opportunity. We don't choose it. We don't want to give to it. Okay, Page of Pentacles in reverse. So like a blocked opportunity here, and that we don't chase up on. There's something abundant. Okay, we have Strength. So in order for us to attain this, we'd have to show some courage, and we'd have to face any sort of fears that we might have. And we'd have to go after it. Okay, why is the Lovers here? So that's Leo energy. This fell right beside me. Page of Cups. And bottom of the deck, we have the 4 Pentacles. Okay, and then under that, we have the Hierophant in reverse. So, yeah, I feel like you guys are, with the 4 Pentacles here, playing something very safe, okay? And we play it safe, and so we think we have everything we need. This is the False Emperor. It's sometimes known as the miserly card. You know, we don't want to give, because if we give a little, we might think we're losing it all. Meanwhile, the universe is saying in order to attain things, we have to be able to trust in the universe. And sometimes we give in order to allow things to flow, in order to receive. But if we're too held back, then we're stuck. And this isn't a good energy, because this is having to maintain a certain level of security here where we have to fight tooth and nail or hang on to. And we're not fully happy here anyway, because it's not something that feels like it's coming to us abundantly. And so I feel like you're in some energy here of, yeah, like not wanting to give because I have it all that I need already, and I don't know, I'd have to do this, I'd have to do that. And so we're not seeing something about the situation. Because if you were seeing the situation, or at least following your intuition, you'd say, although I feel this fear, although, you know, I feel like maybe I'd have to risk something, there's this benefit to this, because my intuition is telling me this might be right for me. But I feel like we're listening to the fear, or we're listening to the past thing. But the thing that we don't see is how this could be rewarding, how this thing could pay it forward, how it is an opportunity, how it is abundant. And so we don't chase it. We don't follow up on this thing. But I feel like what Spirit is showing here is that you end up seeing it with the oracle cards here. It becomes apparent to you. And so I feel like you have to act on what you see and know at a certain point. And that's this Page of Cups. You know, I think you make yourself sort of available here in a way that says, hey, like, me too, like I'm ready here in some way. But I feel like the way to get there is something that I don't know, like it just feels like you go through it the long way. Four of Swords in reverse. This is all about reflecting and healing and taking the time we need. And when it's in the reverse, it's like needing to slow down, you know, and we might just pass up on something here because of an experience and say no, but because of a pain or an experience, and Spirit saying, like, slow down, like really give it some thought, really reflect on it. You know, are we just saying no because we want to hang on to something that's feels safe? Because I feel like this is something that you would enjoy, is what Spirit is showing here. But we don't know. We don't know unless we actually experience it. We're just shutting it down for whatever reason. Okay, these are interesting readings today. Let me see. I'm going to dig in deeper into this one now. These are very long readings. So, Spirit, why are we seeing this message for pile 2? What is this message for pile 2 we're seeing here? What do they need to know about this new moon and Cancer and this opportunity? Okay, I'm going to take the ones that actually flipped, but there's way too many of these that I'm not going to pull. So we have the World in reverse, and we have the King of Swords, and we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay. King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So why is this World in reverse? Why is this World in reverse? We have the Sun, Leo energy. Okay, why is this King of Swords here? Why is the King of Swords here, Spirit? The Magician, Gemini, and Virgo. So lots of Gemini energy coming through. Why is this 10 Swords here in reverse? 10 Pentacles in reverse. And the 6 of Cups. And under the 6 Cups, we have 7 Cups. It's my soulmates card. Person, place, thing of the past. Tens, 2 tens, all about completion, ends of cycles. This world's about an end of cycle. Tens about transformation. Okay, so same energy coming through. I feel like you're like this King of Swords here, okay? And look at this King of Swords. This is like this stone structure, okay? Like very stone cold in some way here, because I feel like there's an understanding that you have. And so you're sticking to this understanding under all costs. Some sort of strategic understanding. But sometimes there's a lot of other factors we have to take into effect. So I feel like whatever energy I'm reading here, your energy, is somebody who's allowing their understanding to get in the way of other things that I feel are more important. So therefore we can't see the reality of a situation. Here we have a baby, okay? Look at this baby behind this stone thing. And so we're missing, you know, we're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Like we're missing the importance of something because of some other understanding we have. And sometimes, like I said, we have understandings based on experience. And so we're so fixated on that. And so we have a strategy and a built logic around this thing. And so we don't see the baby for the baby. Okay, this is all analogy speak, but something greater here that could be a great potential. I'm not saying you want a baby, but human life is more important than whatever this King of Swords is sort of strategically sort of coming up with. He's missing the point here. Okay, and so I feel like there is a part of your past that I feel you're connecting with that is making you sort of confused in which way to choose rightly. Because I feel like when we experience something, it puts us in a headspace that doesn't make us very open in a way that, is working with the universe and our intuition with all of this high priestess. And so we get clouded and we're not quite sure, and we start to just make foolish sort of decisions here because we might be seeing something in a certain way that we think we see it, but it's really not the truth of the matter. Okay, and so I feel like with the sun here, it's like with this new moon, you're seeing something. You're seeing something about your action here. It comes to light that you can manifest something here, that what you maybe thought you needed or didn't have or couldn't work with is right in front of you. You can manifest this thing. You don't have to be 4 pentacles. Okay, and I feel like there's a fear of being tricked. And it's interesting, we're using these cards, and look, this baby's behind this King Swords chair, the throne, and this monkey is behind this magician, and the monkey is like trickster energy here. Monkeys are tricky little energies. So I feel like we're potentially afraid of being tricked, or we want to get ahead of the trick. So I feel like by doing this, we turn our back to something, thinking it could be a trick, or we're ahead of it. So we don't want, like we're saying, hey, I know you're a trick, so I'm getting ahead of you. So I turn my back to you, but really we might be turning our back, like I say, throw the baby out with the bathwater on something here that's actually legit. And so I feel like this 10 swords, well, there's a couple things coming through. 10 swords in reverse and this world in reverse kind of means the same thing. Like something hasn't fully come to an end. It's needing to come to an end, needing closure, needing to close out is what both of these cards are saying. Okay, but both of these, like I said, 10's about completion and ends of cycles. This is like I feel like something that could build to a long-term here, stability, security, our legacy, our long-term, something we could commit to for the long-term here, would require us to put an end to some sort of mindset, way of being, way of choosing is what I feel, way of choosing, because of an old sort of dynamic that we engaged with. Again, person, place, thing of the past, an experience of the past year that made us choose in a certain way. And I feel like we have to put that sort of completely to an end, and we might have not wanted to face the trick or whatever we thought was a trick, or accept something here, acknowledge something here. And so I feel like we cannot secure the opportunity, because we saw that Page of Pentacles. And in order to get to a 10 Pentacles, we need to entertain the Page of Pentacles, like follow an opportunity. The Pentacle grows to a 10 Pentacles. So I feel like we just shut down this opportunity before it even got started because of some mindset, because of some experience. And I feel it is kind of cold here, but it's doing you a disservice, and Spirit is saying, like, know that you have the tools here and you will become aware of this, but you might become aware of this the hard way or the long way. Yeah, the hard way or the long way. 4 of Wands in reverse. So 4 of Wands, this is coming together, celebration, and the reverse is like it never happened. The marriage fell apart, the wedding never happened, the celebration didn't happen, the party got canceled, and here we see the 2 cups coming together. So I feel like something that could have come together didn't. And I feel like it was a choice of your own, but the choice you made here was something because you were not seeing a full truth. And it's not because it was being hidden from you so much as you couldn't see it. And so I think it caused turbulency here. Wow, okay, Magician, I'm not going to pull it again, but it's revealing itself, meaning you have all the tools here to manifest. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, can we clear up this message? There's a lot of loose ends here, and I'm not quite sure what we're seeing. So, for pile number 2, what is this message about? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. What am I missing? What do they need to know? Can we clarify this message for the new moon in Cancer for pile 2, Spirit? Thank you so much. Same spot, the world in reverse, and you guys saw me shuffle. So some of you guys might know exactly what this is, and I'd love to hear in the comments, because I've learned that sometimes I don't know exactly what the messaging is that I'm reading, but you guys will say it resonates for you. So this is most likely resonating for someone, although I know it's not going to be everyone's message. So Spirit, what am I missing? What is this message? Okie dokie. What do we have? 4 swords revealing itself again, and the Magician for the 3rd time. It's like, no, you put me back in, I'm going to come back out. Magician. Okay, so clearly this is something we're needing to talk about. So Magician is all about communication. It's about timing. Okay, it's about manifestation. As above, so below. Bringing in from the ethers here. It's sometimes known as the self card too, because it's what we can build for self. And like I said, the Magician could be trickster energy, you know. There's a monkey, tricky energy. I see all the suits here. We have the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and the wand. So sometimes this is all areas of our life could be impacted by the action we take. And sometimes we could take selfish actions, which could impact all areas of our life. And so we want to know what we're manifesting here. And in order to do this properly, and when I say properly, it's like we want to manifest what we want to see. We don't want to, you know, manifest more pain. We don't want to manifest disappointing things. And sometimes we could manifest disappointing experiences because of our energy. And I feel Spirit is showing here, this 4 swords is us reflecting and healing and sitting with a greater truth and understanding what a greater truth is. We'll take reflection, because we saw you in the 7 cups, uncertain. And so I feel like in order to be clear, in order to make an honest decision, we have to be aware of our pain, the 3 swords, because I feel like something in the past, like I said here, has been maybe clouding your judgment or making you project in some way. And I feel like the 3 swords need to be dealt with. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean heartbreak from a relationship so much as some pain we've suffered, some experience that made us feel loss. And I feel like we need to close out a cycle in order to start a new one. Okay, in order to manifest what we want, we can't be in an energy here of dealing with past pains. We have to deal with truths. And Spirit is saying you can manifest something here. Okay, so let's see. So here we have the 7 pentacles. This is putting in the time, the energy, and effort into something. But I feel like, again, like, I don't know that I think you're focused on what you have to put in or give or contribute here, or seeing like the thing as being the be-all end-all, but there's something greater that could be manifested. There's like some sort of sacrifice you have to put in here. And you're too focused on, again, like, oh, but I'd have to get the soil here to plant the seed. Meanwhile, it's like this vine would produce for the rest of your life. You know, like, oh, I'd have to drive like 20 minutes to this job place. And right now my current job place is 10 minutes, not 20. Meanwhile, this job place gives you a car, might give you a new home, might pay you 3 times as much. Like, it seems to me like it's quite significant here. And you're just focused on, I don't want to drive 20 minutes. Like, it seems kind of foolish to me. Like, if I got to be honest, it's starting to get like irritated with this energy. But like I said, it stemmed from an experience of the past that's made you feel like, I don't know, last time I had to go so far to work, and I left, you know, a workplace that was 5 minutes away to one that was 10 minutes away, and I ended up wasting more money because on gas and all these things I didn't consider. So now your experience, you're wounded by that, and now you're very aware of it, and so therefore you project it onto this situation, which has nothing to do with that situation at all. But I get it, like, it's your experience. But I feel like there's something here in regards to you giving up before you got started. not wanting to put in the energy to make that decision because you don't see the value in what you can manifest, because you haven't sat there and reflected and healed from whatever this was, or your understanding of that thing, that experience. Three Pentacles working together to create something here. This is two people, you and an entity, you and something else, you and someone else coming together to create something of value here. Some opportunity, okay? But you have to show up here. You have to cooperate, collaborate, work together, make yourself available, put in the energy. If we don't manifest the thing. We cannot manifest the thing. The Emperor in reverse. Yeah, if we don't take action, if we don't step up, it doesn't happen. And so I feel like Emperor in reverse is either not confident, is not doing the right thing, is not feeling empowered, doesn't take charge, is kind of acting for the wrong reasons potentially, maybe being stubborn. Aries energy, take whatever resonates here. And here we have the tortoise, which I feel is for me about the timing, but I don't know, a turtle means protection and longevity, and you are protected. I feel like you're being extra guarded about something too, with all these stone, like you're being very fixed. I do feel you're fixed, you're stubborn, you're stuck in some sort of mindset. So you're unwavering, which doesn't make you collaborative, which doesn't make you want to cooperate, which doesn't put in what you need to be flexible to make something happen here. And so if you stay stuck and remain in your position of not wanting to engage or do whatever, then you get the results of what you get. But I feel like Spirit's saying you can manifest something else here. And I feel you do, because I feel like with this new moon, you see this, you see this about you, or this comes to light in some way with the sun here, that you could close this out of self, or close the cycle out and transform yourself and put an end to this with this coffin. But I feel like you might have had to lose something here again, or you lose something here because you make a decision or don't make the right decision, or a lack of decision, with the Lovers in reverse and the Seven Cups, and we're humming or hawing. But I don't feel hum-ha. I feel like it's fixed in your decision. Like you just say no, write it off, whatever. But then we see the loss, or we see what we could have attained. We see something, we're like, shit, like, yeah, I was more fixated on some illusion I had of mind, or my fear sort of drove me in that, or I didn't see what I didn't know. And like I said, this Three Pentacles was coming out again, because I feel there's a need to work together to create something here. And we might be very not wanting to give of self. Nine Pentacles. Yeah, again, this is like giving me same energy as the Emperor in reverse. It's like not confident. We feel like we don't have what it takes here, the resources to do it because of the past. Again, like I'm not able to drive 20 minutes. I don't have the thing that I need. Like, meanwhile, is this just a thought here? And because Spirit is saying you do have what it takes here, and if you knew what you could attain, that wouldn't even be a thing. Like you'd be confident to take action. But this understanding is stemming from a trauma, from a past experience you haven't really reflected or healed upon. Yeah, so you're disinterested. You're like, no, it's not for me. And meanwhile, the universe is handing you this blessing. I feel like there's this blessing coming towards you, and you don't see it because you're disinterested. You've had a bad experience. You're now looking at what wouldn't work, what didn't work, and the things that don't matter necessarily, rather than the opportunity, the blessing, the gift from heaven that's coming towards you here. And I feel like this frees you from something, this thing. Well, it definitely frees you from this mindset, but I feel like it gives you something here that you can't attain here doing it this way. Okay, so now that we've confirmed this, because I thought I was going a little bit crazy with this reading, to be honest with you guys, is very different. And I'm going to see now then, what is this? Because we still see the teapot. We're coming together here, Two Cups. We see a lot of Three Pentacles working together with others. We see building our empire here and feeling, secure and stable, and the treasure here. But I feel like we have to learn the hard way. And we are kind of heavy on ourselves about how we feel when we learn the truth, But I feel like you don't need to be heavy on yourself. I feel like Spirit wants you to release what has you Four Pentacles and held back and wounded, because the Four Swords, which we saw twice, is like reflecting on the wound, And in order to release it, to let love in, it says here. I think it's to let the abundance in, to open up to the opportunity in the universe. We have to let the negative thought go, or the thing that keeps us stuck and fixated on one point of view. We have to allow ourselves to transform, put an end to negative energy or experience that keeps us in stormy weather. But I do feel there's something sudden here, a sudden realization of what we've missed or what we could attain and have. And we expected it to be one thing and it was really another. And we are protected with the turtle and this angel, divinely guided. So Spirit, putting it all together, what does pile 2 need to know about this message? What have I missed? Look at that. You saw that magician. Okay, you know what? Last time I put him back in, I'm going to keep him out here because it certainly wants to keep coming out. Okay, Gemini, Virgo, magician, like I said, manifesting, creating, having everything you need to create. I feel like there's something I'm missing here because Spirit keeps showing me this. And sometimes when I keep getting the same card, it's exactly as I say, and Spirit's confirming. I don't need any more cards because it keeps showing me the same card. It is what I say, but I feel like there's something more here I'm not seeing. So let me sit with this. There's people looking at this magician, and normally in the magician card, it's like the magician is, you know, creating something on his own. It's like these people are all watching this magician to manifest or create something. Do you feel pressure? You know, Emperor in reverse, 9 Pentacles in reverse, like not confident to perform in front of people? Like you'll let them down? Or like because there's other people involved? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you feel maybe you'd let other people down, or like you're put out of your comfort zone here. So you don't feel confident you could perform or pull something off. And then this monkey, like I said, trickster energy is pulling on the rope here. Like, let's see, Spirits, what am I missing then? Clear and concise message here for pile number 2. What is this new moon energy? What am I missing? What questions do they still have here about this message? Hangman, Pisces energy, seeing things from a different perspective. And look at these people. They're like, again, the people. And I don't think the Hangman has people in it traditionally. And it's like an uproar. Like these people are angry, kind of protesting. Like you don't want people to get mad or to see you differently if you can't pull it off. Maybe you have people close to you that you feel you'll let down or have an expectation of you pulling something off. Yeah, I feel like you feel like if you fail or if you don't pull something off, people are going to look at you differently or like persecute you in some way here. Or never see you in the same way. Okay, Spirit, what more about this message are we seeing here for pile number 2? Judgment in reverse. Well, judgment certainly could be people judging us. Okay, but in reverse, it's like not seeing a greater truth here. And I feel like the not seeing, again, hiding, High Priestess in reverse, Dragonfly. It's like we're not seeing a situation clear, that maybe no one would be prosecuting us or seeing us this way, but we're not seeing it clearly. You know, Temperance in reverse, Sagittarius energy. It's like we're not coming in a balanced energy here in order to collaborate, to work together because of our understanding. And so we're reverse Temperance. We're not in an energy that's workable. We're imbalanced because of a belief or an understanding we have here, or we think we'll be judged. And so it impacts the way we can show up confidently. And we need to see a greater truth that maybe we are the perfect ingredient here. But we can't engage unless we understand this truth. And then we show up in balance. We show up unhealed, right? Because Temperance is a healing card. So why is this Magician here for the umpteenth time? What's with this Magician card, Spirit? What am I missing? Oh my gosh, 4 swords for the umpteenth time. Look at that. 4 swords. We have people here too. And normally 4 swords doesn't have people. And they're by your side. I feel what Spirit is showing is, I don't know that you know that there are actual people here by your side here that are actually authentic, that do support you in your healing, that do support you in your greater truth, that want the best for you. And you might not be seeing this properly because of a past experience and feeling pressure. And the only pressure you're feeling is one you're putting on yourself. And so Spirit is saying, like, there's a greater truth for you to see here. That in order for you to heal this part of self and this way of how you're engaging, because it is limiting you in what it is you can do and create with confidence and manifest for self, once you understand and see this greater truth, you know, and then you are confident to take the steps and to collaborate and to work and to go after whatever you want here without feeling like you'll be judged or pressured, or that you'll let a whole bunch of people down or make them angry, you know, or maybe it's just another person in general. Yeah, 5 wands, conflict. It's like everyone will be against me, or I'd have to compete, or I'd have to like fight for this. And I don't want to cause, you know, upheaval or disagreements or battle other people. Like, this is one of competition, and I don't think there will be competition here. I don't think there will be a big challenge. I feel like there's an inner conflict here that you're needing to sit with and reflect with in order to heal. Because I feel like this is the imbalance you're carrying around. This is the greater truth you're not seeing. Okay. So why is this Judgment then in reverse, Spirit, and this Temperance? 3 Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so in order to create, we have to show up in a collaborative energy. One side of the equation has to work with the other side of the equation. We're whole, complete, and showing up, ready to work and collaborate with another side that's ready to show up, collaborate, and 2 sides come together to create this thing. You know, this enterprise, this business, this partnership, this family, this whatever this is. But if we don't come in that healed energy, then we don't show up. And I feel like it's a chance we never took. It's the fight we didn't take. And I don't even feel like it would be a fight, but we were like, I don't even have it in me. I can't compete. I don't want to go after it. I don't want to cause conflict. I don't want people to see me in this way. And so we're seeing it from one perspective. And I think Spirit's saying, like, we're needing to see it from a complete different perspective that's actually in line with the truth, not from a place of trauma of past. That we do have all the tools. We are confident enough that people are more supporting us here, but we see it as maybe it being pressure. And so I think we're tricking ourselves. And so what we're seeing is actually not the truth. It's an illusion, stemmed from some fear. And we're divinely guided throughout this process. So we're not going to disappoint. We're going to be able to have what it takes here to manifest this. You know, but if we just write it off and feel we can't, then we don't attain the abundance and the treasure here. But I feel you do. I really feel you do. So let's ask for that. So let's see. So that was more clarity around that, Spirit. For this abundance then, this action that pile 2 is eventually going to take here and sort of healing this. What is it that they're needing to know? Can we see what it is then that pile 2 is needing to know about this taking action, and what it is that they're actually going to manifest here if they take this chance, if they heal this understanding? 2 cups in reverse. Look at that, the 2 cups. And I mean, this could certainly be 2 cups in reverse because we have them in the upright and the reverse. Harmony, balance. And that's this energy again, 2 people coming together to find cohesion. Okay, there's a partnership. Could be an intimate partnership, could be a business partnership. Here we have the King of Wands in reverse, a lack of confidence, taking action. King of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Here we have the Page of Wands, communication, exploration. 6 of Cups in reverse. This is person, place, thing of the past that keeps us stuck. A memory of the past, the thing that we've experienced in the past where things weren't harmonious. And therefore it's impacting our confidence. And therefore it's not allowing us to be confident in taking charge and taking action and thinking we could be accomplished here. And I feel like we need to embrace this Page of Wands energy, you know, like the Page of Wands goes exploring and doesn't really put too much energy or effort into whether they will win or what will happen, so much as they know that they're going to go explore and follow what they want to, they're not impacted by pains of the past and experiences of the past so much as what will I find here in this adventure here. But I feel like, yeah, you're limited by this King of Pentacles in reverse. So again, this could be upright or reverse with the King Pentacles. So something long-term, stable, secure, abundant. Like this is a very abundant king here. Has everything he needs here for his future. This is like our security for the future here. Okay, and I feel like there's something here that you could secure for self that might not come into fruition and might not manifest here if we don't recognize how the past is impacting this action of taking a step forward. So we are asking, what is pile 2 going to manifest here then? What can they expect here with the action that they're taking here? 2 of Wands in reverse. So bottom of the deck, 8 swords. Under that, 10 swords. Wow. Under that, the Queen of Pentacles, King and Queen of Pentacles. Divine counterparts, partnership here. Okay, it could be another person here you see as your equal, your divine counterpart. Okay, it could be your husband, your wife, but this could be your business partner, someone you've been working with, someone you could create cohesion with here. Okay, so what I see here, pile number 2, you have this Page of Wands. Okay, and the page is the early stages of any sort of thing here. And this happens to be the Wands. And the Wand suit is all about taking inspired action. Okay, Wands is all about inspired action. It's like just take action. There's no need to be super strategic. There's no need to be held back because of experiences of the past. But when we have an experience of the past that impacts our confidence because it wasn't cohesive, that we didn't heal, and it replays in our mind here and keeps us stuck of an experience, it prevents us from growth and expansion. And I feel like we don't choose wisely if we stay stuck in that prison of thought. And so the opportunity here is you have a choice to choose the wand of the comfort zone, choose the wand we already know, or we could choose the wand of the Dharma, the harder path, the path that's less traveled, that will be expansive, that moves us out of 4 Pentacles. But in order to choose this wand, it's sometimes very difficult because it challenges us and we might not want to explore. And I feel like we're shutting down this opportunity before we've even, taken it. And so what Spirit is showing is that there is an opportunity here and you have a chance to either ignore it and not to take it at all, or see it as an opportunity. So you might not even see it as an opportunity because we completely wrote it off. We're in this fixed stone mindset. Okay, we might not even know that it's available to us. We just already wrote it off, and that's an 8 swords. Okay, or we might see it as the opportunity and then write it off as not choosing it, which is also 8 swords. So I don't know where you sit, but I feel like the 8 swords, which is our limiting thought, whatever's happened in the past, gives us an understanding of self that's not true. Someone, something, some experience has made us think that we're not confident or incapable of cohesion, coming together, creating. And Spirit is saying you have this choice. You might have to start as this page, which might be uncomfortable because page is novice energy, and sometimes we learn as a novice, but it's fine because it allows you to explore. But I feel like here's your guide leading the way with a lit torch. You are being guided. The pathway is being lit for you, divinely guided here by your guardian angel, by whatever's, it could be acting through a person, place, thing that's leading your path. But you have to be open to seeing this light and following this path, because what it leads you to is abundance. Okay, and these edible berries we could be seeing as poisonous berries, again with the dragonfly. Not seeing something here, the moon, the dragonfly, the hide, the high priestess in reverse, high priestess energy, seeing an edible thing, a safe thing, an abundant thing as poison, as it's causing us, it could cause us harm, and so we avoid it. But it doesn't cause you harm here. That is your projection of the past experience. And so don't write off this opportunity, even if it requires you taking that step and taking an action that pushes you outside of your comfort zone. Your destiny, where you're going, okay, it says your career here. For some of you guys, it could certainly be. And so I feel like there's a need to put something to an end that has had you in this stone energy of 8 swords mindset. you know, and it's painful. I feel a painful experience. That's why we keep seeing 4 swords. Like, you have to reflect and heal the 3 swords, you know, and actually put an end to that pain and whatever's happened here. Because I feel like whatever it is that's on the other side here is willing to work with you. And I have 6 wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like we might feel like we lack the confidence, or we're going to let people down. This is the card of public victory, you know, being celebrated, having the accolades, doing the lap of victory and being acknowledged. And in the reverse, maybe we're like, yeah, like, I don't want to be seen, you know, I don't want to let people down, and I don't know if I could pull it off, and I don't have the confidence here, and I might be letting our ego get in the way. So there's a need to drop that sort of ego, because the ego could be both ways, you know. Either it could be overly confident, or an ego that is underconfident, stemmed from an 8 swords. So don't let it dictate which way you go, pile number 2. Okay, so now, wow, these readings, I honestly didn't expect them to be so long. I still feel it's not really complete here without advice. Okay, because I feel like it's open for both of you guys to, or both of you guys, I feel like I'm reading for 2 camps here, okay? The ones that I feel are going to see this opportunity and suddenly sort of take action, and then the ones that could see it but still may not take action here because we're held back by something here. Okay, look at the Hangman. We're fixated on our point of view. Hangman in reverse. So much so that we throw the baby out with the bathwater, which I keep seeing here with the Hangman in reverse. It's getting in our own way. Our 8 swords gets in the way of us taking action and committing to something. So we're foolishly committed to our point of view. Okay, so I don't know how I can hammer that home anymore, but I'm going to ask for advice for pile. If I see the Magician one more time, I'm sending you on your way and saying you guys better go buy a lottery ticket because you're manifesting something here. So pile number 2, what is the advice for pile 2, Spirit? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much for this reading, Spirits. What do we have? My goodness. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This is the Magician who can manifest the new beginning, the seed. But in order to have the seed grow from an ace to a 10, we have to nurture the seed. We have to water it. We have to acknowledge it's an opportunity. We're not acknowledging the opportunity. I think we're writing it off before we even had a chance. Like I said, I was seeing the Ace Pentacles here, right? It's like, oh, it's just the thing that I don't need to intuitively, I know, could grow to something here. I write it off from some experience. 4 swords again. Again, you guys, in reverse. I need to slow down. I need to reflect. I need to heal. I need to sit with the truth. Acknowledge the 3 swords. We're just kind of sloughing it off as something here. And there goes our opportunity because we didn't take the time. 3 of, oh, Empress, sorry. Empress, Taurus energy. So this is abundance. This is us creating something here. Nurturing something here. Okay, we see the 2 children. So I feel like you can give birth to something here, but we write it off. We don't allow ourselves to do this, to be able to receive from the universe here. So we have to nurture, and here's the world. So, completing an end of cycle. Spirit wants you to complete some cycle here, to acknowledge something here that needs to come to an end. There's the Emperor, oh my goodness. Emperor and Empress, divine counterparts. Okay, and this could be you coming into some sort of balance here within self, knowing the healthy way. Closing something out so that 2 people can come together, 2 things can come together. We can find cohesion, partnership, okay? And how we do this is we reflect. When we see an opportunity for what it is, a seed for what it is, put an end to cycles, allow ourselves to receive, allow the abundance to come in, okay? We're not fixated in our point of view. And because this Emperor in the upright now is like, we take action. We feel confident, we're empowered. You know, no matter how long it takes, we're protected here. We're heavily protected, and maybe we feel like we wouldn't be. And look at all these people, again, standing behind you. I feel like these people have your back, or this person, or whatever you want to see. There's always people here supporting you, okay? You're not alone. I feel you feel alone or judged, and these people are here to support you, to protect you, but you need to be empowered. You know, the stars, like losing hope, not seeing the vision here, the long-term vision. I remember we were seeing that wand that was lit. Your path is being lit for you, and that's the star, like seeing your destined future to attain that wish, that hope. I feel like you just write off your wish. Okay, you write off your wish. You don't see it as a thing that you can have because you're 8 swords. And with this new moon, Spirit is saying, like, put this mindset to an end. close out whatever's keeping you trapped and stuck. Take the time to reflect on this. Know that you're able to receive abundance here, but you have to nurture this opportunity. Don't write it off. Be confident in self, because how many times you saw the Magician? You have everything it takes. You're capable here. The Emperor is the most capable card in the tarot. Empowered to take action, to do things right. And you have the counterpart here, the people, the right resources here to balance you out. But you have to receive it. You have to know it exists here. You can't write it off, okay? That's all I have. Pile number 2. Wow, this was quite the reading. I love you very much. I hope this resonated for you. I know it's not going to be everyone's message. Let me know in the comments, because I'd sure like to know what the heck this is about, okay? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, my beautiful, gorgeous angels. You guys picked the sheep, lead community unity, and this little charm that I think looks kind of like a fish, or I don't know, like a bear paw or something. We'll get into this energy right away. And we're looking at the new moon in Cancer. And what is this energy kind of bringing in with the new moon? So in order to see if this reading is for you and this messaging, I do ask you to use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging sits right. And to tune into your intuition, I do ask you to sit through the card layout, which I'll be doing shortly. And if you just want to skip straight away to your message, you can do so. I will put the timestamp to your reading below. It will take you directly to your message. But let's sit with this energy first and see what comes through, and see if you resonate here before we get into your reading. I cannot believe how long these readings have been, and I don't know why they're so long today, and I don't know. I wasn't intending on it being forever, so I'm going to try my best to not be long, but you know how it goes. I need to get to the bottom of what this is, and sometimes it takes a while. So let's see. Hopefully your message isn't keep me here all day. So sheep, lead community unity. We see 2 sheep, and then we see this little fish paw thing. So what I was really sort of getting here was sheep kind of need to be herded, okay, because they're kind of aimless or don't really know the direction. And I get that a lot from the fish, because the fish kind of swim around aimlessly, needing to be sort of honed and guided. And you know, if this was a paw, like a bear paw, it's like bears are very powerful sort of creatures, and they take control. You know, it's kind of like emperor energy, the bear energy, and the Lenormand is sometimes boss energy, like having to take action, having to be empowered here, rather than kind of a follower, you know, with the sheep here. So I feel like, I don't know, there's either a situation that other people are leaving that seems confusing, or like it's not going anywhere, and maybe you've been sort of trying to see where this will go and feeling like you don't have control, or Spirit is saying to take control of some situation here that has you feeling like you're not quite sure which way to go. But either way, there's this energy of having to hone something in order for it to take a direction that is more clear, potentially. And right now, maybe it's aimless or directionless. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel. So let's see with these cards and see what we see. So we have loved ones in spirit, number 20, or the number 2. So it looks like a family here walking with a ghost. And I mean, these could be loved ones that have passed. I see the dragonfly. Dragonfly is all about cutting through illusions, seeing through illusions. This person's walking with a child, so it could be inner child stuff here we're looking at. And the white's about the purity. And we see the candle, 51. It says your light. So Ace of Wands, more white, more purity, inspired action. Number 6, problem solving, compassion. It's also the Lovers in the tarot, which is a choice, making a decision here. We have blockage, and it looks like there's a little ping pong ball here in the throat, and these are like ping pong paddles. Ping pong, did I say ping pong? Pinball, my goodness. Pinball paddles, and a pinball ball. Not ping pong, I'm sorry. I don't know, I said ping pong. Maybe this is a back and forth thing. But we have blockage here, so certainly could be blockage in expressing our true authentic self here, you know, which is keeping us sort of stuck in some thing where we're needing to feel empowered to maybe speak our truth or to get inspired to take action outside of something here. Occupation, 34. So this could certainly be about work, but it could be about fixing something, you know, mending something. She's sewing, putting something together to create something here. And look, she's wearing white too. White keeps coming through. Sheep or purity too. Something pure. Pure expression. Purity. And look at the scissors. So something to cut out. Something to mend. Here we have a lantern. So lantern always gives me hermit energy. It's something about our inner self or self reflection of true self here to guide our way. So we gain a better understanding in what we want to work on, what we want to mend, what we want to put together. Look at the ring, commitment, a contract. Okay, so 31 is the number 4. 4 is about structure, foundation, stability, and planning. I'm getting this as 3 and 1 now. So 3, working together. Mind, body, spirit, coming together, mending, and then 1, that's a new beginning, potential opportunity. Engagement ring, okay, how we engage. And here's the twister, 46. So that's the number 10, completion, end of cycle, transformation. Big whirlwind. Sometimes the whirlwind is like tower energy, things kind of just thrown about. And we have go. Does this fit here? Look at that. They do fit here. Interesting. Okay, go. Green light, getting permission to move ahead. And here we have the forest. Oh, double-sided, so there's a reflection of the forest here. Forest is all about an adventure. Could be having to see our way through something. Could be something scary or just something we're not knowing how to navigate through. And then we have woman. So this is multiple women. Woman. And we don't take words literal so much as the energy. Woman. The woman on here is a ghost. Woman, divine feminine energy. Here we have 2 people going through an archway. The yin yang symbol over top. And these people are wearing blue robes. And they're embraced arm in arm. Blue is about self-expression because it's throat chakra. Okay, and women all about receptive, loving, sort of receptive energy, caring, giving, compassionate, emotional. You know, when we're talking about divine feminine energy. Okay, and we have simplicity. And look at her throat chakra. It's all sort of adorned with something here. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. And here we have, notice the signs, investigate symbols and nature spirits. 3 spirals, the blue and the green. Throat chakra, heart chakra. 3 pentacles, it looks here. Collaboration and working together. Shock of the new, number 6. And we have sunflowers and a keyboard. And I don't know if these are speakers or what this is. And here again, the throat chakra. And this looks like, I don't know, the Merkaba, which came out for, I think, pile 1. If you were like a shape that was giving you Merkaba in pile 1, you might be drawn to that if that comes through for you. But again, throat chakra with some sort of, she also has something in the throat chakra. Divine feminine rules the throat chakra, the higher 3. Now, I don't necessarily feel like you're a divine feminine here, but I feel like there's something in regards to expressing something. Transformation, 5, and cycle. 5 is challenge, conflict. And look, she also has a blue robe. Look at that. And she's carrying a rolled up scroll, which, like I sometimes say, when it's rolled up, we don't see it. It's like we can't see the map. We can't see where it's going. Here's the bridge, which is transitioning. And here we have I don't know, it looks like, again, this like cube of this Merkaba here. This is a different oracle pack, and it kind of is giving me the same energy. And I get mind, body, spirit from that, as above, so below. Okay, more feminine energy. Look at how many females we have here in this thingy. We have release. This tree looks like autumn time. Okay, sometimes that could be the harvest when we talk about autumn. Here we have food sources, edible insect varieties, ants, bees. Okay, 9 of clubs, which is 9 wands. 9 wands is the wounded warrior. This is the resilience card. Could be feeling defensive, trying to protect self. Here we have the keeper of pleasure, number 8, and we have the doves. So 4 doves. Doves all about peace. No, sorry, 6 doves. All about peace. Keeper of pleasure. Okay. And we have the sign of Cancer. Interesting, because we're doing the full moon in Cancer, and it says intuition to protect, attitudes from the past about, resulting from the history of. Okay, Cancer. So, let's see, maybe this might be better. Okay, let me sit with your energy here, pile number 3. You can skip straight away to your reading, and the timestamp will be below. But I need to sit here with this because I'm not sure what this is saying. Okay. Pile 3. I think you're scared of committing to something and moving forward with a decision here. And it could be leaving a job that you've been in for quite some time, following what you want to do. It could be a passion to pursue. It could be a new career to pursue. It could just be your motivation to leave something behind because it's no longer giving you a sense of direction here. It's time to let it go. It's no longer serving you. And I feel like it's difficult when we let things go and move to new. And I feel like with this new moon energy, it's working on your ability to self-express what you truly want. And it could be in way of words, communication, but I feel like it's more expression. Like day in, day out, if we're continuously giving to a dead-end job, we don't feel like we're taking action or empowering ourselves, and we continue to sort of engage. And it's not a true, authentic expression. If we're engaged in a relationship that doesn't truly allow us to expand, to move, we don't feel empowered to create in it or to grow. We have to take action here. And I think we're afraid, because the fear of leaving that would mean us entering something that we don't know anything about. And so it could go wrong. It could be scary. It could be a whole bunch of things here. And so we don't really know how to commit to it. And this sign says, and I do feel this sign, this reading is coming from a loved one. I do feel this, okay? So I don't know, like someone who you're connected with on the other side. And it could just be an ancestor you've never met. It could be a parental figure that's crossed over. For a lot of you guys, it could be your partner that's passed over. Or it could just be a spirit guide here that's been trying to work with you. And what they're saying here is you are so protected here, and that when you transition, because they understand it's not instant, that it might be very scary, that there might be a period of time from where you're at to get to where you need to be, and that is the hesitation, but that you are being protected, guided, and that because you don't see what that period is, and because there's a lot of hesitation in what you might experience there, know that you are safe. Know that this is a small period of time, that the reward on the other side and where you're getting to is worth this journey. That no matter how scary or upside down or you not really knowing, because I don't think you'll get a map to how this will be laid out exactly. And I feel like maybe you were wanting that, you were wanting to know exactly the map or how that would pan out. But it's such a short period of time that I really feel it's your loved one is coming through here, saying that it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to really impact anything here, because throughout this transition, going from point A to point B, you are going to be protected here, no matter how upside down you might feel. But that this is giving you a time to release and shed all the things that you've already experienced here, because in order for us to gain balance and to release the old, it sometimes has to be a slow transition, that we don't want to just sort of jump into the new right away. And so take this time as transitioning out of the old, allowing the old to fall away so we could step into the new. And I just heard to have new eyes, because I feel like this is going to give you a new perspective to see things completely different. And you will feel inspired, like you're in charge of your own life. And I feel like you might not see that right now, because you might be following in some other timeline that's not really abundant for you. And look, she has 2 different colored eyes here. Okay, so I feel like we're going to see things differently. Our world's going to be different around us. And the sunflowers face the sun. I feel like we have to turn towards what our joy is, and like actually illuminate that path, like the music, like create our own music, go to the beat of our own drum. Like we have to create this. And so in order to know what this is, we have to see which way the light is and follow the light, and just know that we'll get there. Because I feel like sometimes the forest is dark. The forest is dark, and I feel you have to navigate, or at least you feel, in order to get there, you have to navigate some sort of forest, some sort of darkness, some sort of unknown. But I feel like this is something that you could commit to, something that, yeah, you could really, really sort of sign, seal, deliver as your thing here. But I do feel as though in order for it to stabilize, there's a period of sort of turbulency here, and it could be the turbulency of releasing what doesn't serve you and having to go through that experience is unknown. But that your spirit team here, or whoever's communicating, because I feel like this is coming through not just from spirit, I feel like this is coming through from a loved one, like I say here, that has been by your side, is giving you the green light to go. That if you stay where you're at, I feel like you're not being in line with your authenticity. Yeah, and your light, again, I was getting the sunlight and the path being lit up. And the path that's lit up is your path that you're inspired to take here. But it's not just a wish or a hope. You can actually do this. Because right now I feel like with the pinball, you're keeping something up in the air, and at any point it could keep, like it feels very tiring to me, because we have to keep the ball in the air. Don't let it fall, and it's exhausting here. It's very exhausting to stay here, not living in the authenticity, not communicating our truth, living in some other thing here that I feel like we're not empowered to take steps out of. And so it's like we're doing circles, or we're feeling like we're sort of living Groundhog's Day, day in, day out. And so I feel like in order for us to take a turn, go through this sort of foresty transition into the bright light of what it is that's authentically us, there might be the shock of the new. But I feel like it's one sort of bit at a time here, because with this mending, I feel like she's creating something here, like at the end, that will be put all together, that's pieced together here, through the experience. It's pieced together by cutting out what we need to and putting together what we need to. But I feel like there's something about the purity with the white I was getting. So it has to be authentically pure to us. It can't be out of what someone else wants for us. And so I feel like if we are engaged with some situation from the past, we might be very attached to that as being our identity. And we might be very connected to it. And we might think that that's our authentic expression. And so we might be a little bit confused here. And so what's coming through right now is, do we feel like we're aimless? Do we feel like we're under someone else's sort of world here that maybe we committed to at one point in time that feels like it was authentic to us, and we're attached to it and painting it as our own self-expression? Or can we recognize here that we are empowered to step out of this thing that maybe at one point we were committed to, as seeing it as independent of us, because it's not in line with our new sort of desire or inspiration here that's different. So I feel like there's something different here that you're being pulled towards, and I feel you know what this is, but it would require you to make a move. And so there's also a message here that your loved one is saying that you do find peace. And so if you're having to, create some upheaval here and some unknown, anyone involved here, you do find peace. There's a way to find peace here, but you might not see it or trust that you would. So yeah, and then we have the notice the signs, investigate symbols, nature, spirits. I feel like you're being given signs, symbols, synchronicities, either through dreams or through your walks in nature, or even through the clouds, maybe through, again, we're getting like this forest energy I'm getting, which is, walking through nature, or seeing certain animals or certain plants, or I don't know, you're given signs, symbols, synchronicities here in order to tell you to take action here. We might be ignoring, and maybe you're ignoring it to be kind or loyal to your existing career or person or situation, but it's at your own sort of cost here of something, and you don't need to do this. Okay, you don't need to do this. So let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message here for beautiful pile 3. What is this new moon and Cancer energy all about here for pile number 3? I feel this one. I feel that one. I dropped one. Give me a second. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message, Spirit, for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. And thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me, I feel that should go with that one, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed. So what do we have? 2 Pentacles, back and forth. Unsure if we should go, stay, up and down, turbulent, doing sort of circles here. 1 minute we feel this, 1 minute we feel that. We're not sure. We're up and down, but we're also feeling strapped in. It's like, look at more sheep here, you guys. Okay. Aimless. Not feeling empowered in our own life. Yeah, like something about the sheep here is giving me like just feeling kind of at the mercy of what's going on in the moment. And so we feel like we can't have more, or we can't create more, or we're stuck in some rut. Okay, so we have death, Scorpio energy. Putting an end to something here. That's this shock of the new, and that's this transformation. Okay, that's also this release. So everything that doesn't serve us needs to be released. Spiritual transformation, which is a complete sort of shift here. Letting go of what can no longer grow. We'll make space for the new. And here we have the King of Wands in reverse. So we might not have the full confidence, or think we have the ability or the know-how to make something happen. The Lion's all about the courage and the strength to face fear and to take action, not be held back. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So we might fear of letting go. We might not have fully allowed the release to happen here because of a lack of confidence in the new. or what we would need to explore here. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Pentacles, Queen of Cups, I'm sorry. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here in reverse. So this could be the creative thing again, you know, like the thing that speaks to our hearts, the creative pursuit here. I feel like something's blocked in regards to the authentic expression here to create something because of what we're engaged with in the old here. The Page of Swords. This is about us gaining a better understanding. Okay, asking the questions, getting clear about something here, taking the first steps and seeing and cutting through any sort of fog or illusion or the truth of something. 3 Wands in reverse. So 3 Wands about expansion, and it is, we've done the groundwork, the planning, and the preparation to get on the ship. And here I feel like with this in reverse, it's like we can't expand where we are at. And here we see the front of him rather than the back of him. What does that mean, Spirit? I feel there's something here about there's a message here. I'm going to see what comes through, but I feel like all these cards, this is the New Vision Tarot, and it's all the back sides, or the reverse view. And so this is the reverse view of the 3 of Wands. And so when we see someone's backside, it's like they're turning their back on something and getting on the ship for their new future. And this is like, I feel like we're still looking back on something. Like we can't move forward if we're still engaged in the past. Yeah. And I feel like it has a history here, or baggage here. And so we're still looking at the past, or we're still looking behind us. And so as long as we're looking behind us, we can't move forward. The Hermit in reverse. I was getting Hermit from this light. Virgo energy. And it's in the reverse. So if we don't take the time to really sit with a greater truth of what we want for ourselves, for the future, to attain our hopes, our own guiding light should be our hopes and our wish fulfillment here. It should connect with something. And I feel like we might not feel like we can sit with a greater truth of self here because maybe we're dedicating ourselves to, or committing ourselves to a situation here that, you know, isn't really empowering us towards our dream and our vision here. So here's the Snake, all about shedding the old, and the Wisdom. I feel like there's something about shedding old, needing to really sit with a greater truth of self so that we can let go of the past. Ace of Swords, not being authentic. Okay, a whole bunch of the throat chakra here I felt was really blocked, and that's blocking our own self-expression. You know, and so maybe either we're not seeing something clearly about our situation, so it doesn't allow us to release the old. And so for sure we're not in line with walking and talking a greater truth of self-expression. So this is sometimes being in denial, or not seeing, you know, not being honest, not being clear. And this is then, you know, us getting clear, us picking up that sword and asking the questions to get very clear. Yeah, so 7 Cups. 7 Cups is head in clouds, sometimes not choosing wisely, being muddled thinking, too many options, not being certain. And so with it in reverse, it's like I need to cut through the illusion so that we can choose wisely. Okay, so let's see now then, Spirit. What is the advice here then for pile number 3? Why are we seeing this message with the new moon? So why are we seeing this message? 7 Wands in reverse. So just dropping our guard, not fighting to maintain a position here of having to fight for something. So sometimes it's like protecting our own territory. With the 7 of Wands in reverse. Sometimes it's giving up energy. 4 of Cups in reverse. So getting out of any sort of despondent energy. That's the boredom card, or we're more focused on what doesn't work here. Coming out of that energy. So, Spirit, what does pile 3 need to know about this new moon in Cancer? Knight of Wands in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse. The Magician in reverse. And the Page of Wands. Okay, and then the moon. And under the moon we have 9 pentacles. Okay, so this is all about fears, but this is also maybe us not seeing something for really what it is here in the moonlight. And so this knight is fully armored and he's in the water. Water is about emotions, and same with the moon. So because we're getting the self-expression, I feel like there's something about your emotions, something about your self-expression with the Queen of Cups in reverse that is not able to be expressed here because of either fear or because of the situation here. And so I feel like with all this armor, it's not allowing there to be a flow here. And so 9 Pentacles is about the confidence and having everything we need to be successful here. And again, with the Knight of Cups in reverse, like this is not allowing ourselves to creatively express or to show our expression. So we've given up on some sort of manifestation here, not taking action on something that pulls to us, our light, our inspiration. And Knight of Wands is like take quick action towards our passions and pursue this, and we feel sort of blocked here. And this Page of Wands could be similar energy to this Knight Wands, but it's like the initial stages of having this communication of being inspired to start on that journey. And look, there's that Ace of Wands here. This is like following that inspiration. It's guiding the way. It's lighting our way, our light here with the Hermit. So, okay, this message is sort of repeating here. There's something that's fear-based that doesn't allow you to fight for something you want to inspiredly be pulled towards here, to create and to self-express yourself, which won't allow you to manifest something here. And it stemmed from some situation you got going on that I feel you need to release, that has you feeling dissatisfied. And I feel you want to get out of this situation. I feel you obviously don't want to be dissatisfied in 4 Cups, but look at 3 Cups in reverse. So 3 Cups is the celebration card, okay? Working with others, feeling happy, celebrating, and with it in reverse, it could mean it's no longer a situation here that we can celebrate. It's no longer something that's bringing a coming together. And now we feel like we're not expanding, or like we're sort of doing what everyone else wants us to do, or what everyone else is doing, or what everyone else expects us to do. You know, we're towing the line. We're acting like the herd. We're not sort of stepping into our own power to do our own creative thing here. And then that would require us to leave that job, leave that relationship, leave our old self, release certain parts, you know, trust where we're going. And I feel like we're not wanting this. So now, Spirit, what then does pile number 3 need to know about this? Why are we seeing this? What can they do here then? Guidance for pile 3. What do they need to know? What have I missed? What questions do they have here in regards to this reading? Again, Knight of Cups in reverse. I'm not pursuing something that speaks to us in our creative pursuit here. Like beginning stages of exploring this. We're indecisive. Sitting 2 Swords. We can go one way or another. 4 Wands. Celebration. A rite of passage. A milestone coming together. 9 Cups in reverse. Not getting our wish. Not being emotionally fulfilled. 8 Wands. This is forward movement, communication, having a breakthrough, taking action. Why is this 4 Wands here, Spirit? Judgment. Wow. Okay. And 2 Wands. And under that, we have the King of Cups. And so we saw the Queen of Cups. Now we see King of Cups. King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So, beautiful pile 3. You have a decision here. You could choose the same old, the thing that you feel sheep. Okay, I feel you feel sheep. I feel you feel aimless. I feel it feels like you're not empowered. I feel like you might have some sort of illusion about it. You know, with the moon and the dragonflies, you might be telling yourself something like you're acting out of a pure place or out of something here. But I feel like this energy coming through from your loved one is telling you that the purest thing you could do is lean into your self-expression. Don't sacrifice something here that's you're creatively being pulled towards, because it's going to give you emotional fulfillment. You're not emotionally fulfilled in a situation here that isn't giving to you what it is that makes you feel whole and complete. No matter how long you sit here humming and hawing, okay, you have a decision here, and you could choose the path that is less traveled. And it's going to bring you unity. It's going to bring to you celebration. It's going to bring to you your soul tribe. And this will allow you to break out of this sort of situation that you're in. And it's going to flow very nicely here, but you can't get in your own way or fear the unknowns, and that there's a greater truth you need to sit with here. And this is all the truth, everything that's happened, to make a decision to come into some major realization. And I feel like this new moon is allowing you to see a major realization, that you can have harmony, peace with your soul tribe. You don't need to be with people that you've outlived, or situations that are no longer producing, in order to expand, in order to move. Okay, because I feel like it's at the mercy of you not expressing or creating something here, and you not being happy about it. Something you love very deeply that you're needing to act on here. 5 of Cups. So it's like you might have been sitting here sad, looking at what didn't happen for quite some time. And now it's like, in order to get out of this sad energy of 5 Cups, like looking back on sadness, regret, remorse, what we didn't do, what didn't work, Spirit's saying you don't need to be there long. You could just choose this wand. You know, choose to move forward. Now, I know it's easier said than done, but I think with this new moon, you see something differently. You can now accept some sort of truth here, that something is your decision to make. So let's see, Spirit, anything further pile 3 needs to know about this decision, about this new moon, anything I've missed here. Final words for pile 3 that's going to help them in this decision, or what they need to hear right here, right now, that I might have missed. Why are we seeing this message? So we have the Star in reverse, we have the Hermit in reverse, Aquarius, Virgo energy, attaining one's wish. So as long as we don't sit with self, do the Hermit's journey, really, really embrace some sort of greater truth within us, we can't attain our long-term hopes, desires, what we want to attain for self. This is our wishes coming true. Okay, we can't attain this. We're losing hope, because if we don't reflect here and actually sit with that sort of dream and follow that dream, there's the star in the lantern. It leads our way. It's our guiding light. If we neglect to see it or follow it, we can't attain this star. Okay, I think you know this though. 5 swords in reverse. Yeah, so to come out of self-sabotage where nobody wins, even the situation you're in with all these sheep. Okay, I say sheep, whatever. This current situation you're in, which is sheep-like, you know, other people sort of doing the same old, the status quo. It's creating a 5 swords for them as well as yourself. And you might think you're creating some sort of service here. And so you might not want to create conflict. You might see this as creating conflict, or you're having to face challenge, or other people might come against you, or be, I don't know, in opposition to your decision. Here's the Judgment, coming into some greater awareness. Okay, this is the awakening, seeing the truth for what it is. And the 5 cups coming out again. So coming out of regret, remorse, sadness of what didn't work and what's not working in our situation. As we can sit here and keep seeing what doesn't work and getting into conflict and disagreements, and we could keep staying in this energy. I don't think you want to stay in this energy. Oops. Okay, and I think you see this, like, okay, if I continue here, if I don't actually like sit with some greater sort of truth that I want to follow and pursue, my dreams, I'm going to sit here in someone else's sort of, I don't know, like energy that's not very happy here. Yeah, look, 7 wands. This is like us. This could be the card of being defensive and having to like defend our position against all these obstacles and things and people kind of coming at us. And this is like putting down our wands. Like, we don't need to be fighting. We don't need to be defensive. You know, we don't need to keep the ball in the air. Like I said, it's tiring, the pinball. We could just put down our wands, you know, let the ball fall. We don't need to hold it up in the air. We can move towards what we want. What's for us doesn't tire us out, doesn't cause conflict, doesn't weigh a thing. Look, 3 wands again in reverse. So 3 wands about expansion, getting on the ship, moving towards something that allows us to expand. And here, like I said, was us looking back at something here that we're maybe waiting for to catch up. And it's like we turned around saying, when will you catch up? When will you expand? When will you be able to move? It's like, no, it's about you, or else you won't expand. And I feel you see this. You will not expand unless you take the forward action. You cannot wait and argue with people to get on the same page or the same ship as you. There's no need for you to try to fight that fight. Whoever wants to get on the ship comes on the ship. And if you want to attain something for self that's different, you need to release people, places, things that are holding you back, that haven't worked, that have been disappointing. I feel you see this. I feel like it might just be a challenge here for you to accept some sort of greater truth. But I feel like with this new moon, it allows you to see this truth and allows you to come out of any sort of state that wasn't allowing you to feel happy. So 3 cards to wrap up this reading, Spirit. What does pile 3 need to know? 3 cards for pile 3. What do they need to know to wrap up their message? Anything further I have missed? 10 swords, putting an end to what doesn't work. Chariot, Cancer energy, forward movement. Cancer is also the full moon. In Cancer, success. And we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So, and look, Ace of Swords. Page of Wands. Okay, so the Queen of Swords lays boundaries, is clear, is cutthroat, is very direct. She knows what she wants, and she's pretty ruthless in making it happen here. I feel like you haven't cut through some sort of greater truth, and that is your own authenticity. No matter how painful it is on others, no matter what you have to cut out, this will allow you to see a greater truth, to follow a greater truth, to have success, okay, for you to move forward. But I think it requires you to cut something out here that I feel like you've been attached to, or it's been attached to you, and you've been keeping the ball up in the air with the pinball. It has to come to an end, because I feel like if it can't come with you, don't wait for it. It's not going to come. It's going to produce more of, sad situations here. You don't need to fight. You don't need to convince anyone else or anything to be different. You don't need to be in 5 swords with anyone or anything. You can have success. You can have victory. You can have forward movement here. The universe wants to work with you, but you have to know what it is that you want to attain here. And you have to remain hopeful you can attain this by following this. But if you don't follow your light and what you want and your self-expression and your authenticity, you don't see this and act in this, then you will remain in some sort of situation that doesn't allow you expansion and growth. So I feel like this new moon is telling you, speak your truth, talk your truth, cut out what you need to, know what you need to release, put an end to that. You see what it is, and now you need to take action on this. Speak some sort of truth, even if it creates disharmony in the long term, because this is such a short period of time. Your loved one is saying you're going to get through this bridge, even though you might not see it right now. And this is the transformation that's happening. You're going to get to the other side where you can then express self in a way here that could create authentically, that is in line with something you can commit to here. And I feel it's for the long term. I feel it's very abundant. And I do feel there will be peace all around with the existing situation, people, and your new situation. Okay, so it says intuition to protect, attitudes from the past about, resulting from the history of. So we don't need to let the past sort of dictate our future. Listen to the sign, symbol, synchronicities. It will guide you when you can't really see your way. The universe will guide you. You just need to remain balanced and keep the chariot upright. Okay, and I feel like things will come together here. Okay, so be confident in the universe. So this is what I have, pile number 3. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.